Okay. Alright. Let's do some sap. I'm the sap, I'm the sap, I'm the sap, I'm the sap. And let's put some Hassan on. And check what Hassan's doing. And I'm gonna run a top of the hour ad break. That comes at the top of the hour every single time for a 3-minute ad break. Okay. I am the sap. Oh, did he just go live like right now? Oh, he's still got 5 minutes left. Okay, well then let's just get the whole thing going. Put you guys on bubble chat. Yeah, I know, it was very loud. Sorry about that. Let's put the bubble chat on. Bubble chat be free. And get rid of the game chatterino. And let's go to play with friends, create, and you guys know what to do from here. And oh, you know what? Before we look at Hassan, look, I wanted to show you guys this earlier. Let me show you. Northern Lion. Oh my god, I watched this yesterday. This is so good. And I want to find this Canadian show that he's referencing because there's a Canadian show that like literally used to go to fucking Congress and make fun of like Huckabee and people like that, bro. Like by telling them like lies about Canada and shit, and them like endorsing it. So, Library of Atordino. It's so good. What is it called? America's are the world's punching bag.
What's your favorite reality TV show from Australia? I think you got it, Macros. I think you got it. It's Australian Border Patrol. I watched like 5 episodes of Canadian Border Patrol, and I was like, this show owns. And then I thought about it for like 2 seconds and was like, wait a minute, this show's like fucked up, man. People are having like the worst day of their life, and they're like, this bozo tried to bring salami into the Ottawa airport. That'll be $480. First few episodes with an uncritical gaze, I was like, get
Australian
their ass,
Border Patrol? It's really good.
dummy. Nobody brings undeclared charcuterie into my country. Anyway, then I watched the Australian one, and it was like a little bit of that, and then there was a segment where they used gunships to like shoot warning shots at a refugee ship from Indonesia, and I was like, what the fuck?
The 2 packages contained around 500 vials of steroids and sparked major customs investigations.
You guys never seen Australian Border Patrol?
Officers in Brisbane later detected another 12,000 steroid tablets concealed in the same biscuit packets. A Queensland woman is facing charges relating to this 3rd seizure. The charges carry a penalty of $110,000 and 5 years in jail.
It's so good. It's literally this shit, bro.
We don't have any of that going on Canada's Border Patrol. If they're doing it, they're not filming it, that's for sure. Like, bro, chill. And then they were like, plus the ship's got a bunch of salami, and I was like, get their asses. They're also, because I saw someone in chat say this. They said the best part of Canadian Border Patrol is seeing the Americans get stopped at the border and told that they can't bring their guns across. We need to be honest with one another here, okay? We're mending fences. There is a genre of Canadian TV that's basically laughing at Americans. And there's a genre of American TV that's called laughing at Americans. It's the news.
Bro, did you see that? He's like, there's a genre of American TV that's laughing at Americans. It's called the news. What a banger, bro.
There's a genre of American TV that's called laughing at Americans. It's the news. Oh, man. But, like, there was a show that a noted Canadian... He's like Canada's Jon Stewart made. It was called Talking to Americans. They would go to America and basically get them to sign a petition or, like, say congratulations for some fucked up shit that didn't happen in our country. Like, for example, congratulations to Jean Poutine for being elected the 3rd Prime Minister of Canada or something like that.
Governor Bush, a question from Canada. Good luck. Question from Canada.
What about it?
Prime Minister Jean Poutine said that he wouldn't endorse any candidate. He says that you look like the...
I need to find this show. I want to watch it because it's just like they're going to President Bush with like these fake fucking Canadian names, and literally just like getting them to agree to shit.
Man who should lead the free world into the 21st century. Yeah, so what do you think about that? How's his endorsement?
Well, I appreciate his strong statement. He understands I believe in free trade. He understands I want to make sure our relations with our most important neighbor to the north of us, the Canadians, is strong, and we'll work closely together.
I don't know what this is called.
Congratulations to Canada for finally...
Like, if anybody knows, I know Hassan just... We're going to look at Hassan in a second. I know that he literally just started his thing. Don't worry, we'll get onto that. But I just need to know what that fucking show is called so we can watch it.
Creating the first igloo that has electricity, like...
We're doing a story on your state capitol building here, and it's a downscale replica of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., and our Capitol building in Canada is actually a downscale model of your Capitol building, except it's made out of ice. It's an igloo, you see. And we're worried...
And the fucking, like, American Congress people took it seriously. You see, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm showing it to you, because you guys need to see.
And the fact that it might melt, so we're putting a dome over it. But in order to pay for it, we have to attract tourists. Would you be interested in visiting the Canada's national igloo?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Sure.
Congratulations, Canada, on preserving your igloo.
Congratulations, Canada, on preserving your national igloo.
Yes, indeed.
Well, congratulations, Canada, on becoming part of North America.
Thank you very much.
I mean,
the
look,
governor of Arkansas
they're just
now?
getting cooked.
It's Mike Huckabee.
Mike Huckabee.
Mike Huckabee.
Does he have an education at all, or?
Oh, yes. He's a college graduate.
I think he is college educated, though, at least.
He seems like an intelligent guy.
Yes, he does.
Do you think he would know much about, say, Canada-U.S. relations, anything about Canada?
I would think so. I would hope so.
Hi, I'm Governor Mike Huckabee of Arkansas, wanting to say congratulations, Canada, on preserving your national igloo.
Thank you, Governor. Thanks for being part of 22 Minutes.
Congratulations, Canada, on legalizing staplers.
Congratulations, Canada, on getting the electric lights in Parliament.
Congratulations, Canada, for finishing the channel to China.
I do need to say, to be fair...
What is that show? I
that
need to know.
exact same show has existed in, like, American late night forever. Like, Jay Leno would send people out on the street and be like, what's the capital of the country you live in? And they would be like, California. And then they go, mwah, mwah. But, I would say Border Patrol is like that. Because you do, and it's oftentimes like the BC border that we use, which hits closer to home. People will literally go through the border and be like, nothing to declare. Then they pull them into secondary, and then their trunk is just full of guns. And then literally, and I believe them, their defense is like, we didn't know it wasn't allowed. And
I believe them
like
too.
as a Canadian, I'm like, of course it's not allowed. But like, you know, if the rules, if you've grown up in a different culture, the rules might not be like apparent to you.
Anyway, let me put Hassan on because he's doing his intro news stuff. But if anybody knows what that fucking show is, I will watch it on stream. And it's probably so old that they won't DMCA me. I'm going to find it. It looks amazing.
Don't lie, the real reason you sent Kai away is because you caught wind of the coup she was going to do to remove you from power. It's true.
What?
Beyond that, what else did I do?
The cutest fucking coup ever, yeah.
Beyond all of that, are you reading the Britney Spears memoir? Of course. It's
Who told him about the coup? We have a traitor. Hello, new chatter, Rogue
reading.
Leader Echo. Lovely to have you here.
For those of you who don't know,
Thank you for lurking.
I'm doing that. Any updates on if there's a pod tomorrow? No worries. If there's nothing to share right now, just curious. Oh, you mean leftovers? No. Yeah, we're taking a little break, which is fine because it means I don't have to leave my house on Thursday mornings, which I am excited about. I'll admit. I put together a thread on links to throw together for a Craven costume by this weekend. Oh, thank you. So did Austinox, I feel like. Working a job is trash. I'm about to be internet famous like you, Papa. Hit me in 2 years, baby. Okay, good luck. I did not realize that we were so goddamn close to Halloween once again. I did it again. It's an entire fucking month of Spooktober that I did not actually engage or participate in spooky gaming at all.
I mean, the news has been fucking spooky as fuck. Let's put it that way. Oh my god, talking to Americans? Oh my god, thank you. Oh my god, Asdeef.
Bro,
oh
did
my
you
god.
not notice the emotes? Yeah, I mean, I noticed it, but I didn't. I forgot that it's like at the end of this month. You know what I mean? Anyway,
Oh my god, really?
what else did I do? What did I watch last night? My brain is mush right now. I'm not even kidding. Oh, I watched first episode of Loki.
Amazing. Thank
Did
you
you
guys.
see that celebrity open letter? Which one? The one that's pro-Palestine or the one that's like, Biden, you need to release the hostages now? Like thinking that Joseph Robinette Biden has the hostages or something.
It's actually a show called This Hour Has Got 22
I
Minutes.
watched Loki.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. It's a little silly, but you know, it's something to watch with my mom. Pretending he's gonna play scary games has to be the second most constant community meme, second to only the top of the hour. Yeah, probably.
No, poop
Anyway, what else? Yeah, that's it. I watched Loki. Season 2. Marvel. Disney sends Israel money to commit war crimes. Really? Like, what are they doing? They're giving the idea of Mickey Mouse. They're like, hey, when you guys are feeling sad, are you in the Israeli Air Force? Do you feel sad that you just dropped a fucking equivalent of a nuclear bomb on a strip the size of Rhode Island, where you killed many children? Here, this is Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. Do not try to reuse this IP. We will come and kill you.
It's true.
They're giving him Mickey Mouse helmets. Anyway, have you seen Gen V? No, I haven't had time to watch it, but I've been very excited to watch it, actually. Man, start making blast off memes now. I'm going to get back to it soon, so yeah, you can start making them if you want. Mike Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about him today. Yeah, Mike Cock. Anyway, what is it? Didn't I like? Should I move there instead of Ankara? This guy is the funniest, dude. I'm tuning in from my library job thinking about moving to Ankara. Are you sure I shouldn't move to Ankara? Like every fucking day he comes in the mornings and says, I'm thinking about moving to Ankara. And then I yell at him and tell him it's the fucking silliest place to move. I'm a girl, but thank you. Sorry. This girl is talking about moving to Ankara every fucking morning. Yes, I know Israel killed the Al Jazeera Arabic chief reporter's family in Gaza in an airstrike. His entire family, I know. We're going to be talking about all that. All right. Anyway, I woke up this morning. I've been doing high bar back squatting. Here's an update on my fitness. Okay. Yeah, fitting this dick in your mouth. Got him.
Of course, dude. Every single time they gotta do
but
that.
what was I saying? Oh, yeah, we'll talk about Argentina with Milei and Sir Sergio Massa and Javier Milei. We might be talking about that too. The update is more pizza law. No, what I was going to say is I started high bar back squatting instead of low bar back squatting a couple weeks ago. And I've just been like slowly but surely working up back to a weight that I'm like good at. But it's also, you know, because it's been better on my knees. Not that you care about a chatter's opinion, but your squats look a lot better. Well, I think chatters don't realize that low bar back squatting doesn't give you the same depth. You can't dive as hard as you can with
that great.
high bar back squatting. High bar back squatting is when you put the bar like up above your shoulders. Low bar is when they're behind your rear delts.
I'd rather have you.
But, you know, I've been doing that, and I feel pretty good. It's leg day today.
Thank you. Bro, the early tier animals are terrible.
Wake me up!
Whoa!
Wake up!
What about why these are mad cutie? I mean, we already moved away from that.
Holy moly,
Also,
thank
squatting
you.
sucks, especially after a long, prolonged break
Thank you so
from
much for
lifting.
getting
I
us
love
to our
squatting.
sub goal. Thank you, Ace. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. This is a way to chill and watch Hassan. I mean, we won't watch him for everything, but like, I mean, like, look, I'm the Hassanabi historian. I
yeah.
have to like, if
A
motherfuckers
lot
be
of
like,
lifters
why are
choose
you
leg day
stealing
midweek, but I
Hassan's
found Monday's
content?
best for leg day, get it out
I'd
of
be
the
like,
way
yeah,
first.
just go
No,
talk to
it's good.
Hassan. Will he have problems?
For me.
No,
That way
there's
I
no
can
fucking
eat
way.
well before and get ready for it. But anyway, let's blast off. Let's
Can
get
you
started.
imagine
IDF
Hassan
kills Al
having an
Jazeera
issue with
reporters
me watching
entire
his fucking
family.
broadcast on stream
Okay.
to 80 viewers. It's like 90
America
viewers.
finally has a
Oh,
new
God.
speaker learning about
Okay, now I'm
Mike
getting cooked.
cock.
Okay, well done, Tor and
Thank
Blink. Oh god,
Johnson.
it's fucking Tor and Blink. Oh god.
You squat 2x
That's
per week.
great.
I remember you
Anyways, I
mentioning
think
you
we're
like
gonna
squatting on push
start
days. No, my splits
updating
have changed.
you and you.
I'm in Cali playing
then I can
Elden Ring,
actually
take your
swap
pubs
you
for 3
over.
weeks. Thanks for reading my game inspo and watch for one day. Yeah, my Johnson. Yeah, I'm using the Kaya Piker speaker of the house.
Oh.
Game chatter. Thank you for that one.
I'd say Torin is your nemesis. Yeah, I know. It's a one-sided cook. They always cook me in Super Auto Pets. If Torin's playing, I won't
There's
win.
a couple things I want to talk
But
about.
that's
Oh yeah,
okay.
New York Times.
We love Torin.
New York Times report counters USN evidence on Al Ahly Hospital.
Thank you once again, Ace. That was really kind of you.
So,
Getting to meet my sub goal.
couple things I want to say. Okay. I am not a very intelligent person, as you guys know, right? Never said that I was. I'm a Twitch streamer, not the
He said this
smartest
over and
guy
over
out
and over
there.
again, yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
But
where's this going?
there are certain things that I feel like I am decently, understandably skeptical on. And one of those narratives was how quickly people made up counters when there was like a fairly obvious, consistent thing that was occurring as Israel was bombing Gaza. Now, I want to say something about the New York Times investigation that concluded yesterday that showed that every single fucking person that ran with this, like a rocket was intercepted possibly or failed on its own and fell on a hospital. Every single person that ran with that was like rushing to judgments that that they wanted to arrive at that just shifted the responsibility away of 6,000, 7,000 bombs at that point. On the 7,001st bomb not being Israel. And that still might be true. I'm going to say that. I want to make sure that you guys understand. Okay? This is not 100% conclusive. Okay? Let's get started on this real quick and let's talk about it because I've said this before. I really, really trust Eric Toller. Okay? He is very good at a lot of this like OSINT forensics and visual investigation stuff, and also Evan Hill. These are two people in the forensics investigation side that I really trust. I think that they are very even keeled. They're very balanced. Specifically, Evan, of course, very famously, his team. He was part of a team that uncovered the last bombing out of Kabul, as you guys know, which completely eviscerated America's horrifying and gross lies about the unlawful, unjustifiable execution of an entire family in Afghanistan. And those are the types of things. Those are the I trust MHUD. MHUD says he's known Eric for a long time, pre-Bellingcat, and he's always been very good. So if MHUD says Eric is good, and I've only seen good things about Eric, I've only seen good work from Eric. Okay. And I personally vouch for Evan Hill. Evan Hill is at WAPO. He used to be at New York Times Visual Investigation, and now he's at Washington Post. Now, these are not like random OSINT guys. I mean, even though I do talk to some random OSINT guys, including Archie Irving, who I want to fucking say I apologize for. I don't know if you're in here or not. I know someone sent me his thread before, and I didn't even look at it because I thought it was another fucking OSINT flub. But we'll talk about it in a second. So, the New York Times conducted a fairly comprehensive investigation on the IDF and U.S. intelligence narratives on the bombing of the Al Ahli hospital. Okay? They looked at all of the footage that is currently available. They looked at trajectories. They mapped out trajectories, and they recognized that both the IDF and the U.S. intelligence had lied about the counter evidence that they had provided to beef up their narrative that it was actually a rocket misfire, but also maybe it was actually a rocket failure that you could possibly see. They used the Al Jazeera footage. Now, if you were in here on the day of and you saw me cover this, you saw me look at the Al Jazeera footage where we quickly found out, the longer Al Jazeera footage, the live stream, where we quickly found out that the IDF and the IAF, the Israeli Air Force, had lied about conducting bombing campaigns in that area. That was the first lie. That was a very big lie. Because if you recall, once the Al Ahli hospital courtyard was bombed, they immediately turned around and said, we were not conducting operations in that area. Some people might forget. I do not. I was there. I was covering it in fucking real time. And I saw that that was not true. That was day one. We knew that day fucking one. Okay? So, a couple things happened, though. OSINT Andes, even before Israel said it was a rocket misfire, very quickly ran with that narrative. And I think that was an early narrative to fucking adopt. Why? Because you had not seen the impact site. You had not seen the crater at that point. And you had just simply ran with that narrative that was completely destroyed. Geo confirmed that OSINT guy, Geo confirmed, literally had this massively viral fucking thread.
I don't need to change it.
Made an insane assertion.
That's been my title since I started streaming.
Ridiculed by even stupid people like myself, where possibly the rocket that you see that explodes in mid-flight actually fell on the Al Ahli hospital and was capable of exploding and killing hundreds of people in this courtyard. That is an unacceptable. That is an unacceptable narrative to go along with. That just made no fucking sense, especially at a time when all of the circumstantial evidence pointed to this being yet another Israeli bombing. There was bombing
Bro,
campaigns
come
happening
on.
in the area.
I just got cooked by everyone.
Israel had bombed
Okay.
the hospital prior with an incendiary,
I need to quickly,
with an artillery shell, an
listen to a
illumination
voice note from
artillery
my
shell.
dad. Give me a second. I'm just gonna mute.
Okay, Israel had told this hospital to evacuate multiple times. People on the ground who are basically experts at this point at being bombed because they experience it all the time. But of course, firsthand accounts and eyewitness testimony in that regard is always going to be not the most reliable. Had also said that this was yet another Israeli bombing. So, having said that, people still ran along with this narrative that, like, oh my God, no, this definitely is a rocket misfire. Out of the 7,000 bombs that Israel has dropped, the 7,001st bomb is not Israel. It's actually Hamas, or maybe it's PIJ.
Okay, I'm back.
To be honest, Vergio confirmed at that point there was limited evidence,
true.
and once more came out, they deleted it. No, that thread had gone viral, and it doesn't matter. Even with limited evidence, it is crazy to me. I do respect that he took responsibility for it, which many don't, and deleted the prior thread. But it is crazy to me to look at 6,000 fucking bombs over the course of the past week and go, the 6,001st one, even before you see an impact crater, must not be Israel. This must be someone else. That was a ridiculous fucking take. Okay? Like, I respect that he took it back. I respect that he admitted that he was wrong on his original analysis, but plenty of people pointed out how fucking unimaginably silly that is, right? The only video evidence available at the time was the verified balcony footage that showed audio cues that are consistent with a possible guided missile strike. Okay, a Mark 84 JDAM that Israel uses regularly. Now, I was wrong on that. I saw that, and I thought, oh, this is yet another Israeli airstrike. They're already doing bombing campaigns in the area. Of course, it makes sense that this would be another bombing campaign in that area. However, I admit, once I saw the impact, once I saw the crater and engaged in a little bit of fucking, Western OSINT analysis, I very quickly also came to the conclusion that this impact crater was not consistent with a Mark 84 strike. It's just the truth. Okay? It's just the truth. Which then eliminated that conclusion entirely. Still did not actually eliminate the idea that this was an Israeli bombing. Okay? But once people looked at the impact, and once people looked at the crater, then they really started pushing this line that it was certainly not an Israeli bomb, but instead a Palestinian bomb. Now, are there actual reasons as to why this could still be a rocket misfire? Is there enough evidence? Absolutely. Okay? Yes. There is certainly evidence for it. I recognize that. Impact crater shows, and the damage done shows signs very consistent with the rocket misfire, with the only exception being the number of casualties and how large the explosion was. So that's one problem there. The second problem, and perhaps the most important problem, is that Hamas or any other on the ground team on the Palestinian side has not shown a fragment from the missile. Missiles do not evaporate. Missiles have fragmentation. This is a key part of the evidence, okay? The fact that Hamas's take on this
Bro, I need to get that fucking
was
mouse.
that the missile had
That mouse looks
the
insane.
missile had perished like salt in water is not a good sign for them, okay? Not. However, they also said that they welcome foreign investigations into the matter on the ground. Now, could they say that knowing full well that Israel will not allow it? Certainly. could they say that knowing full well that no one can go into North Gaza right now because Israel is like absolutely fucking bombing the shit out of northern Gaza still to this day? That could possibly be the reason. But if there was one side that was open to a third-party UN investigation, it was Hamas, and the side that was not open to a third-party investigation was Israel and the United States of America. So that's something to also consider. So there is misinformation, or rather inconsistent information and confusing information coming from either side, which is why my analysis still lands on this being the likely factor here being Israel, because they have dropped more than 7,000 bombs on Gaza since October 7th.
Yep.
Okay? And the only way for the way that I would change my mind on this, of course, is if there is, and I said this on the first day, a third-party analysis that engages in like chemical testing on the ground, looking at the soil composition, looking at doing things that you normally would do in the aftermath of a missile strike to figure out exactly who did it. Figure out who done it, okay?
Yeah, gays, yeah. Bro, they did that with those reports. Like, did you see those fake reports being pushed by, like, people on Twitter being like, this is the Hamas top secret plan?
Here's the important part.
And it was just like...
Israeli and U.S. intelligence officials believe that a projectile
Hebrew
captured on video shortly before the Ahliata hospital explosion was a Palestinian rocket.
And it was like, bro,
New York Times visual investigations found that this object was launched from Israel and likely unrelated to the deadly blast. Here it is.
Super believable.
This is most likely an interceptor that exploded a rocket. And so, therefore, the Al Jazeera analysis was correct. Don't 50% of all Hamas missiles fail, though? They do. You are absolutely correct on this. 15% of Hamas missiles do fail. When they fail, do they fall on Gaza? Sometimes they do. The death count when a Hamas missile fails, however, and falls or misfires and changes its trajectory, is oftentimes marginal, never more than 5 or 6 people at a time. Okay? The casualty numbers, even by the most conservative European estimates, have been around 50. Minimum 50. Okay? So, that's something very important to consider. So even if you think that only 50 people died there, and that like the healthcare professionals that are not even related to the Gaza Health Ministry,
I like this weekly, but I literally have not been able to get past a few rounds. Like I just keep getting wiped out by everybody else who understands it better than I do.
A massively deadly singular strike, something that is not within the capabilities. Now, where's the Eric Toller article, though? I don't know why this thread doesn't show the rest of it. I'm a little confused here. Oh, here it is. An IDF spokesperson went on CNN and BBC with a printed out screenshot from the Al Jazeera live stream showing this projectile, which I thought was really funny because this Al Jazeera live stream also immediately disproved what Israel was saying about how they had no bombing campaigns happening in the fucking area. Why do you omit the possibility of an airburst that decimates the missile completely? Great question. Because an airburst missile, okay, still has a shit ton more explosives in it that is inconsistent with a on-the-ground crater that you saw. An airburst missile is still significantly larger. It would not create a crater that size. It would not also only turn up 3 fucking cars. It would actually completely destroy that entire courtyard and possible parts of the hospital as well. This is the real reason why I do not believe that it's an airburst missile as well. Okay? Many people, like I said this in the first day, or rather the second day when we saw the impact, when we saw the crater, I told you the crater is too small for it to be the regular munitions that Israel uses, but also too large for it to be a drone strike that Israel also regularly uses as well. And a drone strike that Israel uses would not lead to that many casualties anyway. So it was, but that doesn't entirely rule out the munitions of Israel. Obviously, they have a very broad range of munitions that they've used. So I don't know. I don't know if there's something out there that I'm unfamiliar with that could make a crater size like that. Okay? However, one thing you have to remember is mortars and artillery that Israel has used on this hospital is very consistent with the crater that you've seen. The only difference between that and the only problem there in the artillery argument is that artillery is very hard to aim. Okay? It's very hard to aim. But considering that they had already hit this hospital, literally, what is this? My 17-year-old cousin from Gaza was a big supporter of yours. He was martyred yesterday along with his family in a missile strike in his own home. I only recently discovered you through him. Thank you for doing what you do. Holy shit. Sorry for your loss, man. Khaled, my 17-year-old cousin from Gaza, was a big supporter of yours. Shit. Rest in power to him. Oh, Jesus Christ. Still on the hospital missile. What about the doubling in Palestinians in prison since October 7 up to 10K now captive and prison cell capacity has been removed? Yes. I don't think anyone can tell me that I am. I don't think anyone can fucking tell me that I have used this distraction and have like completely stopped dead in my tracks in my coverage of things that are going on in Palestine. This is just a simple update that I'm offering for people who are maybe stubborn just like I am.
Okay, I'm back. Let's go. Okay.
So.
All right. You guys ready? Anybody else waiting for what's happening?
But it is important. This is important because one aspect of my coverage revolves around media narratives.
What did I miss?
One aspect of my coverage
revolves
around media narratives.
Hassan fan died in Gaza.
And how quickly the media jumped to that conclusion. How quickly those in the OSINT community jumped to this could not have possibly been an Israeli rocket when 6,000 others have hit on Israel's own admission was alarming to me. And the fact that every single respectable media person also ran along with that as soon as the IDF said, look at the crater, look at the size of it. Here is some inconsistent ass evidence that we posted that you should just take at our word, even though we have lied time and time again in identical situations in the past. Anyway, it's important because it's ridiculous that it took like a week to fucking conclusively say this is a fucking bullshit counter that they offered. Even if this is a fucking misfire, this does not discount the thousands of children that Israel has murdered over the course of the past 2 weeks. Okay? It doesn't change my mind, and it should not change your mind on the emancipation of Palestinians, unless your argument literally is it's only bad when Palestinian forces accidentally kill Palestinians. It's perfectly fine and valid when Israel kills them. Okay? When Israel deprives them of water, power, food, when Israel only gives them a little bit back, 22 fucking trucks, as though that is some humanitarian aid that is good enough for 2.2 million people. Okay? Israel is still engaging in ethnic cleansing, regardless of whether this was a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket or whether it was the 7,001st Israeli bomb that was dropped. Yemek masasına bak. Yemek masası.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
Anyway, but it's important.
Hold on.
We geolocated 5 videos that showed this projectile launch from north, south, east, and west. By drawing lines of perspective, 3 of which can be seen here, we assessed that this project was launched from near the Israeli city of Nahal Oz, where there is an interceptor. We cannot say with confidence what exactly this projectile is, but we know that there is at least one Iron Dome launch site. What?
Don't worry, I've got it. I'm gonna get that. Thank you for telling me, Prophecy. I'm gonna get him to see.
Sorry.
There.
He was very moved by your emotional
There we go.
leftovers
Got it.
podcast and shared it with our family in the WhatsApp group. Your ability to speak on what's happening moves us all. Thanks. Shit, dude.
Got it.
So fucking 17 years old, man. Fucking hell. Okay. So
What does a mouse do?
continue. Okay.
Oh shit.
This site was still
I ran out
present
of
in the
time.
satellite imagery this year. There's an Iron Dome launch site in nearly the same location
Sorry.
that overlaps
Sorry, I
with the
was
sight
busy
lines
doing
we
that
drew
thing.
from the 5 videos. The projectile may have been launched in reaction to a barrages of rockets from Gaza, which we saw on the camera footage.
Well,
A timeline.
close.
1. Palestinian rocket barrages followed shortly by 2. Israeli projectile launch. 3. 17.5 seconds in the air before the projectile detonates. 4. Explosion at the hospital 7 seconds later. About 25 seconds passed from the last Palestinian rocket fired an Israeli projectile to the hospital explosion. There is no visual evidence we have found that directly links these events to the blast at the Al Ahli Arab Hospital. The projectile launched from Israel detonates at least 2 miles from the hospital, and 25 seconds passed from when the final Palestinian rocket was launched in these videos and the hospital explosion. The situation in the area around the hospital was chaotic that evening. The Al Jazeera live stream of the scene, plus other videos we reviewed, shows at least 2 large explosions near the hospital in the minute before the deadly blast. And those large explosions near the hospital, as far as we understand it, were the Israeli Air Force conducting a bombing campaign, which they lied about originally, and then went back on their lie and said, yes, we were maybe doing a bombing campaign in the area, but it wasn't close enough to the hospital. That's what they fucking said. The IDF told the Times that it was striking Gaza City that evening, but said that it was not in an area that would endanger the hospital. Originally, though, they had told everyone, not just the New York Times, but everyone, that they were not conducting an air operation in that area at all. I wonder why they were not doing that. I wonder why they lied about it. And also on top of that, 3 days before the blast, a 155 millimeter illumination shell, this is artillery, commonly used by the Israeli military and not in use by Palestinian militias, was fired into the Al Ahli hospital. This is the cancer ward. Hospital administrators said that they had received warnings from the IDF telling them to evacuate. They destroyed the cancer ward with a illumination shell and actually injured 4 of the hospital staff. Okay? Here it is. This is the imagery. I've shown you this. This is all information that was readily available to every member of the fucking media. It should not have taken a week for them to compile all of this together. Okay? Our analysis does not answer what actually did cause the blast or who was responsible, but it does undercut one of the most publicized pieces of evidence used by both the American and Israeli officials. Okay? He also gave a shout out to Archie Irving.
What is a mouse?
You guys, I don't know if you're in here right now, but you guys have sent me his thread when it first literally came out, and I dismissed it offhand because I thought it was another like geo-confirm style thread. I was wrong. He also pushed in the same way that I did over the course of the past week on one of the more important questions. And for those of you who don't know, or maybe you didn't see it because I wasn't live at the time, I was literally on Twitter pushing this exact question. The idea that like everybody single-handedly fucking decided that, like, no, it was a misfire and we can see it on the fucking camera, or it was a rocket that was intercepted and fell on top of the hospital. Like, all of this shit was completely fucking insane. Completely insane. Sam Cedar raid? Hey, thank you, Sam, for the raid. Now, let me tell you why. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you what the questions I had were at the time, and maybe you will understand where it was coming from, like why I had this specific question. I specifically replied once the Al Jazeera footage came out, showing that this was actually a rocket that was intercepted. Okay.
Oh my god, Ace, that's insane.
Where is it? Hold on. I replied to him and we talked, I think. I'm trying to figure out where my reply is.
Okay, well.
Uncle Sam, hope you had a good stream. And Emma, hope you had a good stream.
Uncle Sam and Emma.
Let me. Yes, the hospital topic is now being discussed once again, but this time with new information. Sam is stuck in jury duty. Wow, what an American he is, dude. So here's what I said, and I'll show you. So my biggest regret for my previous thread is that I didn't geolocate it myself. I said, I don't think Al Jazeera ever made claims on the trajectory. I always felt like some on OSIN Twitter added that conclusion that it was over the middle of northern Gaza and ran with it. So this is on October 19th. Okay? When the Al Jazeera investigation came out, Nathan Reuser said, this investigation is flawed and concludes that the Al Ahli hospital explosion was from an Iron Dome intercepted rocket that fell exploded. This is demonstrably untrue, as the Iron Dome is a terminal phase interceptor. It does not intercept in the launch phase. To which I responded with, that never actually happened. The Al Jazeera video, I mean, I said it in a more kind way, but I said, is that what the video is saying? Might be wrong, but it seems like they are matching the footage to the IDF claims and disproving them. What the New York Times did on their investigation mirrors what Al Jazeera wrote about on October 19th. The video never claimed that that was the rocket that fell on the hospital at all. The video never said that. The IDF made contradictory claims yesterday and even categorically denied doing bombing campaigns in the area, which is demonstrably false. He said, yeah, slightly misunderstood the Al Jazeera claims, but the operative thing is that they claimed the rocket was intercepted over Gaza, which isn't how Israel's interception systems work at all. If the rocket failed, it was not from an intercept. And I said, appreciate the clarification. Might be absolutely brain broken right now, but I am not seeing the part of the video that establishes a link between the strike that hit the Al Ahli hospital with the rocket that was intercepted, only that it was totally destroyed, not sure where on its trajectory. So, like, this is all information that was readily available since the day after the hospital bombing. So the idea, and Archie even fucking replied and said, yes, it is. Please respond to DMs, Nathan, the guy who also uncovered it, that got props from Eric Toller. Literally, we were in his fucking in his replies being like, no, dog, nobody said the trajectory was over. Nobody said the trajectory was over Gaza. Like, we did not say that.
Give me a second.
I'm grateful for Khaled for introducing me to this community. I never had the opportunity to visit Gaza or meet my family there in person. Khaled was born into an unlawfully besieged territory and was murdered in the same, but we communicated regularly. From what he has shared, your streams gave hope to him and his friends who saw promise in the humanity you showed to their vulnerable community. Prayers to all the children of Gaza. Holy shit, dude, you're going to make me cry.
I'm just saving that screenshot.
And before people say, is the New York Times also manufacturing narratives against the war machine now? No, they're not.
Dude.
Because in this article itself, it still says, we most likely think it's a rocket misfire. There is no evidence for it, though. And that's what's frustrating about articles like this. Okay? That, like, there is no evidence beyond the fact that, yes, rocket misfires happen. So if we're operating off of likelihoods, 15% of the Hamas rockets that are deployed out of 15% of rockets that are launched out of Gaza misfire. Okay? They misfire. Fine. That there's a likelihood that this could be a rocket misfiring. I'm not discounting that. Except, you know what's also incredibly likely? And two things that are incredibly likely. One, Israel lying about doing a bombing campaign in the area when they were very clearly doing a bombing campaign in the area. And two, Israel bombing that hospital, especially after it had bombed other hospitals, including that hospital. It's fucking ridiculous. If you do not have enough evidence in either direction, you have to make an assertion that lands you on the side that has the most circumstantial evidence. It's ridiculous. So what has been deeply frustrating to me about this, and I have become like a missile autist as a consequence of this, personally. Like I've been the most OSINT Andy over the course of this past week. Not that it fucking matters at the end of the day, like I said, because like ultimately arriving at the truth of this is important for the victims, okay? However, the reality is that this does not change the dynamics. This does not change the dynamics even a little bit. And it is gross. It is fucking gross that people try to act like this is a good reason to discount the Gazan Health Ministry casualty numbers, and this is a good reason to assume that what, all of the fucking neighborhoods that have been leveled by Israel are actually fake. They're not leveled. What the fuck? I respectfully disagree because you're applying your own assumptions, which is disgusting. It's disgusting to me that there are still people at this point that fucking refuse to see the metric ton of evidence that shows that all of the counter narratives that Israel immediately rushed to put forward were false.
Stock one free apple when you sell.
I admit that I'm biased. I admit that I'm biased in this circumstance, but it's not necessarily that I'm just saying, well, of course Israel did it. What the fuck? I hate those guys. They're bad. I'm telling you exactly the reasons as to why I think that, of course, this is still more likely Israel's doing.
L. I'm the L factory today. It's okay.
And none of this, whether it is a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket,
out again, the chatter,
or whether it is another Israeli missile that accompanied 7,000 others, does not change the reality that there is ethnic cleansing happening in Gaza right now. There's ethnic cleansing happening in Israel right now, okay? It's happening. Not only false, but falsified. Should have tanked their credibility from nothing from the get-go. Yes, except most people are completely oblivious to that reality, and they do not fucking understand. Even so, when so many news sources said it was probably Hamas, yes, because news sources take what the Israeli intelligence says and repeats it uncritically and unconditionally. This is a problem. They do this with America, and it's a problem. I yell about it when it's done at the behest of the United States of America, when the American State Department will give confidential sources and pieces of information to the media, and then the media runs with that narrative because they do access journalism. And it's certainly a fucking issue, a major one, when Israel does the exact same thing as an extension of our fucking State Department. It is absolutely unimaginable. These guys need to do journalism. And if you are a journalist, your job should always be to be incredibly critical of Israeli air campaigns, specifically because they lie all the time. They have lied about the exact same situation in the past.
Trying to get Hassan's attention to this chat that keeps on getting timed out.
It blows my mind that we are just looking at a situation where there's so much overwhelming evidence in one direction, and the only counter is Israel just deploying a counter narrative that literally doesn't even make sense in their own PowerPoint that they posted. Evidence that they used from a clipped, like a visual that they used from an Al Jazeera stream that immediately showed that they were doing a bombing campaign, air raids in that area, although they had lied.
Okay. maybe he's
Moreover,
not seeing
here,
it,
this is
okay.
important. A week after the hospital tragedy,
Okay,
much
he's not
remains in
looking at it
question. The
now.
death toll, initially put at 500 by Hamas, then lowered to 471, is believed by Western intelligence agencies to be considerably lower,
Okay.
but no number has been verified. The hospital itself was not directly struck. Whatever caused the explosion actually hit the hospital courtyard where people had gathered for safety and a handful of parked cars. Moreover, the crater from the impact was relatively small, a fact that Israel has cited in arguing that none of its munitions caused the blast and could be consistent with a number of different munitions. Hamas has not produced remnants of an Israeli munition or any physical evidence to back up its claim that Israel is responsible. This part is actually pretty serious. That is
Okay.
that in and of itself is ridiculous. Like the fact that they could not find a single fragmentation, single fragment.
I'm too busy trying to get Hassan to see this
definitely
chat so that
suspicious.
I'm not even
okay?
like looking at fucking
That paired up with the crater, with the impact crater. When you look at the damage done on the ground, these are certainly pieces, like key details that you also have to take into consideration. Except what you must also take into consideration is if you find this to be suspicious, then you have to also find that Israel's counterfactual was completely falsified. Like completely and utterly falsified. I am at least honest. Okay? How are they supposed to provide it to fucking who? Come on, dog. Don't act like you don't know how this works, or maybe you don't know how this works. Okay? They literally do a press conference and they show the fucking fragment. And as a matter of fact, they could have literally shown another fragment from another bombing campaign if they chose to do so, because there's plenty of fucking fragments that they could find a block down the street. And the fact that they didn't even do that is also strange. Because if they had shown a fragment, then most people would turn around and go, that's a fake fragment from another bombing campaign. I'm new here and don't know how this works, but my message might be deleted. I just wanted to highlight the treatment of Gaza by the Israeli regime. Last year, Khaled's mother died from a very treatable cancer after the Israeli government denied her entry of her chemotherapy to Gaza due to the years-long blockade for no reason other than they could. May they all rest in power. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh.
I'm saving that message as well.
It is unimaginable the cruelty that Palestinians are subjected to. It's unimaginable, okay? Israel is engaging in an ethnic cleansing campaign, in a genocide. It is completely and utterly disgraceful. It shows the ass of the Western world who claim that they are those who tamed the barbarians when they are the real barbarians, okay? They are the real violent animals.
Sorry, I'm just trying to... I'm going to make a post on Twitter with all of that chat's messages, but I just need to block them out. Let me just quickly find...
Unimaginable.
Just because I feel like it's something that needs to be seen.
There's no power in Gaza, and places all seem to be using generators. Would it be possible the fire side of the explosion was the generators, the fuel? It could have been cars that blew up. We saw that the cars blew up there. It could have been an artillery that struck a car, or you know, and caused a massive fuel fire in that area. Why do so many people still support Israel? Because they don't know. Because let me tell you something, okay? I read so much from the Israeli side, so much, nonstop. As much as I, of course, as much as I learn and cover on the Palestinian side, I read so much on the Israeli side. And one thing that I have heard is that they are not covering what is going on in Gaza at all. They do not have any journalists that are even turning their fucking cameras in the direction of Gaza. They are not talking about Gaza at all. At all. Nothing on the West Bank, nothing on Gaza. A little bit on the West Bank, nothing on Gaza. Palestinians were being genocided. Prominent Holocaust scholars. This is a genocide. Israel, we want to do a genocide. Random Twitter blue user. Well, actually, exactly. That's what my mom said too. She literally didn't know. Now she supports Palestine, unlike the rest of my fam who's still 100% pro-Israel because they hate Muslims. There is no Hassan's view count bot. Nice flex, dude. I read so much. I'm saying that I read a lot on the Israeli side as well. to get a better understanding. Okay. People do not know. People do not know. They do not know at all. They do not. This is a deliberate way to dehumanize those who you've declared enemy combatants and their family members. Okay? That's it. Yeah, we're going to talk about Blinken reportedly telling the Qatari prime minister to turn down the volume of anti-Israel incitement on Al Jazeera. Fucking insane. I'm not going to lie. Those who are more convincible than anyone else, in my opinion, are young American Jews. Okay? Given their proximity, given their history, given given the long shared history of Jewish people being persecuted, and the long history of Jewish people being at the forefront of social justice, the most convincible people on this matter are absolutely young American Jews. Okay, that's why you see young American Jews at the forefront of the anti-occupation movement in this country.
Okay.
Way more so than Christians, I will say, in my opinion. Many of them are some of the most outspoken anti-colonial, anti-Zionist voices. Yes, I disagree with that. No, they get fed a metric ton of propaganda.
Hold on, I'm just doing some editing.
So
that I can just save the
in the Jewish schooling system, in Hebrew school, like camps and whatnot. But ultimately,
I just don't want their username being put on Twitter, so I'm just editing out their username.
It doesn't matter. As someone who's Jewish American and a grandchild of Holocaust survivors who's been to the camps, I think that overall, like, there's a lot of pro-Israel sentiment I feel that they view. Yes, that information is learned for sure. That information is taught. But I think, in my experience, I think that it's like, as long as you show a lot of people the other side that they rarely have ever seen, and you explain to them that these are human beings that are being subjected to horrifying conditions for no reason other than just land grabs by a right-wing fascist government. I think most people recognize that. Something to also consider, like I said, because Jewish people are again historically at the forefront of social justice causes. What is this? This person blocked me. Gideon Levy is a columnist for the left-wing Haaretz who's won the Sokolov Award for Israeli journalism. Levi gives fascinating insight into political views of the Zionist government from his speech 5 years ago. The first value is hiding behind the Chosenite status.
Both left.
I don't know who this fucking guy is. Who atavistic nationalism, Rainbluter. I feel like this guy's fucking. I feel like, is this guy like a Nazi or some shit? I mean, it doesn't matter. This is Gideon Levy, who is awesome, but it might be some fucking weird red flag here. The weirdo who posted this video. An American Jew who grew up in Jewish institutions in the late 80s and 90s that was fed so much pro-Israel propaganda, like you said, Hebrew school, camps, birthright, etc. Yeah, I think this guy Gideon Levy is awesome. If whites in the United States summarize or notice these things, they're called anti-Semitic and terrorists. Okay, fuck this guy. Never send me a link from a fucking Nazi piece of shit ever again. The guy who he posted, Gideon Levy, is actually a dope journalist and awesome. And but the person who posted that is
you go.
Probably a Nazi. Yeah, atavistic nationalism. Give me a fucking break. Anyway.
And they posted another one. They keep getting timed out.
I think you're underestimating the amount of American Jews who also fall for the propaganda. All I'm stating is that given the long history of Jewish people being at the forefront of social justice causes historically in the anti-apartheid struggle. Don't take my word for it. Take Nelson Mandela's word for it. He was asked about this question, this very question, when he talked about Israel's apartheid. Where he said, my lawyer is Jewish. The first car I was able to drive in was owned by a Jewish man. Jewish people have been at the forefront on the anti-colonial and anti-apartheid struggle. This is not something you can fucking cast aside. I'm not saying Jews are a monolith, of course. That would be anti-Semitic. I'm simply stating that I'm simply stating that throughout history, Jews have been made to be the villain time and time again. Okay? Time and time again. Anti-Semitism has taken root anytime material conditions worsen. Okay? This much is consistent. Pogroms have happened as a consequence of this. Horrifying things have happened as a consequence of this to Jewish people. And of course, the Holocaust as well. And time again, Jews have always been at the forefront of anti-colonial struggle, anti-apartheid struggle, and every different kind of social justice movement. It's not something you can just simply forget or cast aside just because Israel and the right-wing theocratic fascist Israeli government regularly tries to muddy the waters and act as though they are the representative of all Jews and what it means to be Jewish. Okay?
Okay.
Is it something about one Israeli life being worth 1,000 or something? Can you show me the source? Yes, one Israeli life being worth 1,000 Palestinians is the prisoner swap that happened a couple years back. Where one Israeli, when one IDF member was swapped for 1,000 Gilad Shalit. One IDF soldier was swapped for 1,000 Palestinians in prison. Now, let me explain to you something, though, because a lot of those fucking Palestinians in prison are not even in prison for, murder. You know what I mean? They're not in prison for, actual good reason. So you have to understand that needs to be a part of your framework when you're analyzing the situation, because most people think, oh, well, what the fuck have they done? Then why? Brother, it is an apartheid state. It is illegal to be Palestinian. That's it. Okay? It's illegal to be Palestinian within eyesight of a settler in the West Bank. It's illegal to be Palestinian and not be able to take off your fucking belt as quickly as possible when you're at a checkpoint. These are things that you cannot imagine. It's illegal to be Palestinian and protest. It's illegal to be Palestinian and defend yourself against settlers in the West Bank. It's right now, here, I'll give you a great example. Israel offered Gazans work visas and work permits,
all right, let's go again,
which allowed them to free travel into Israel proper. And there are thousands of Gazans right now whose immigration status is immediately, permanently in limbo. They are illegally inside of Israel right now because they're working in Israel. They were offered permits.
With friends, create. Let's go. Get in.
And Israel quietly said, all 2,000 Gazan work permits have now been destroyed, and every single Gazan Palestinian that was inside of the arbitrary boundaries of Israel proper are now illegally there. Think about that. It's that quick. How do you know so much? Where do you get your info? I read, motherfucker. I read. this is also something that is very important to me because I feel like it's being done with my money. You know what I mean? Oh, it was George Galloway who said that. Oh shit, I thought it was Nelson Mandela. I was wrong. It was George Galloway that talked about how, it wasn't Nelson Mandela. I was wrong. It was George Galloway that talked about how Jews have been at the forefront of the anti-apartheid struggle. More messages from that chatter. Remaining family in Gaza have been spared, but they lost their homes. They sent one message every day to say, "We're okay, please pray." Then they turn off their phones until next morning. When they let us know that they're still alive, they have not complained once. Just praise God. I am not religious, but their strength has inspired me. I hope the world likewise remembers their strength and fearlessness. Remaining family in Gaza lost their homes, but their lives have been spared so far. I have many other family members who have so far been spared. That's crazy, dude. I mean, this is like...
Sorry, this is why I've been so distracted. I've been trying to get
beings,
those
man. They have
on.
dreams. They have hopes. They want to work.
Hi, Arcanation,
they want to live a life of dignity. They deserve to live a life of dignity. And yet, you know, we've robbed them of that. We've robbed them of that for decades. It's unimaginable cruelty, and it's being done with our money. It's being done with our go-ahead. Okay? Sorry for the repetition again. I don't know what the rules are. Our messages get blocked. Don't worry about it.
I've got that shattered, bro. Yeah, that's
U.S.
chat's still
intelligence
posting.
officials said on Tuesday that agencies that assessed the video showing a Palestinian rocket launch from Gaza undergoing a catastrophic motor failure before part of the rocket crashed in the hospital grounds. A senior intelligence official said that the authorities could not rule out that new information would come to light that would change their assessment, but said they had high confidence in their conclusions. Asked about the Times findings, a spokesman for the Office of the Director of National Intelligence said the Times and American intelligence agencies had different interpretations of the video. Oh, I guess so. Okay. Well, I guess you guys had a different interpretation. Never mind. Discerning what happened is especially complicated because Israel and Hamas have been firing at each other since the war began.
Okay,
Israel's fired more than
8,000
munitions in the Gaza. In what has become a brutal assault and had even hit the Al Ahli Arab Hospital with an illumination artillery shell 3 days earlier, according to the video evidence of the hospital's official Facebook page. Hamas and Islamic Jihad have continued to target Israel with deadly rockets with hidden launch sites inside of Gaza. Palestinian rockets have malfunctioned in the past,
it's important that
and one
people see
estimate
this.
says 15% of the rockets launched by Gaza militant groups failed. Within an hour of the hospital blast, an information war began. Hamas immediately blamed Israeli airstrike, while the Israel Defense Forces soon denied any responsibility and placed the blame on a malfunctioning Palestinian rocket.
I'm really sorry.
Israeli officials released a report about the explosion on October 18th and also made one public conversation they said was intercepted between Hamas fighters blaming Islamic Jihad for the blast. Israel has also cited several other pieces of evidence that have not been made public, including logs of military activity, information gleaned from radar systems, other audio intercepts, and other videos. Meanwhile, Israeli officials have pointed to the Al Jazeera video in media interviews and social media. The Al Jazeera video footage was shared 3 times by Israel Defense Forces on X, formerly known as Twitter. In the post, the Israeli military identified the moving aerial object as a rocket aimed at Israel that misfired and exploded at nearly the same time as the Al Ahli Arab Hospital blast. Spokesman for the Israeli military also explicitly identified this munition as the misfired rocket that caused the explosion in interviews with CNN, the BBC, and in an interview with India Today on October 19th. They fucking lied. They lied over and over and over again. And the media not only took it, hook, line, and sinker, but they immediately fucking apologized for it.
Okay, save as copy. That's going to be
They literally apologized for it. They said, "I'm so sorry." When I went on the BBC, not after Piers Morgan, I went on the BBC the next day, and the guest before me was screaming at the BBC for doing blood libel, as though it's blood libel to think that after 8,000 rockets have been dropped on top of Gaza, this 8,001st rocket would also be an Israeli one. That's how fucking insane it is. That's the level of arrogance. This is not a 100% certainty.
God, this one is so
have to tell you this again. There is still a likelihood
oh God, this one is
this could be a misfired rocket, none of which changes the ethnic cleansing campaign that Israel is engaging in. But this aspect of the coverage is very important. It's very important to understand how quickly Western media
Okay, sorry
took
guys.
the IDF narrative and
so
ran
distracted.
with it.
I'm just getting all of this ready, and then the
Even
chat sent
though
another message.
they did
so
not
let me just
offer
screenshot it for Hassan.
good enough
Because
evidence.
they keep
did
on
not.
typing over the limit, which is very funny.
And I am
but
a
also,
fucking idiot. Like, I am a Twitch streamer. If I, with my own two eyes, could look at this information on October 18th, October 19th, and also see that this was bullshit and it was inconsistent, then how can you not see it? If you're in the media, you have entire teams.
And my mouse just fucking died as well.
But the Times concluded that the missile in the video was never near the hospital. It was launched from Israel, not Gaza, and appears to have exploded above the Israeli-Gaza border, at least 2 miles away from the hospital. So that's important to understand.
Hey, sorry.
Here, they looked at all of
Chat's
it.
coming in. Just give me a
the
second.
Nahal Oz, the
in the
Nahal
middle
Oz
of just organizing
interceptor
something. Oop, I don't want that one to be
is
saved.
what actually
Wait.
fucking exploded. Like, approximate area where the midair detonation was visible in the videos, like
Okay.
around here. There's an Iron Dome
Copy.
site right there.
Upload.
To trace the object back in the sky, to trace the object in the sky back to Israeli territory, the Times synchronized the Al Jazeera footage with 5 other videos filmed at the same time, including footage from an Israeli television station, Channel 12, and a CCTV camera in Tel Aviv. These different videos provided a view of the missile from the north, south, east, and west. Using satellite imagery to triangulate the launch point in these videos, the Times determined that the projectile was fired toward Gaza from near the Israeli town of Nahal Oz shortly before the deadly hospital blast. The findings match the conclusion reached by some online researchers. I need you to understand. Okay? If you were in here immediately fucking running with the conclusion like, oh, dude, you're crazy, like, you're wrong. And all your entire goal for the next week was to basically come back in here and be like, I told you so, Hassan. When I also personally readily admitted that there once I looked at the impact crater, that this is inconsistent with the JDAM, immediately recognized that, which we still have no answer for the audio signatures from the balcony footage, which Evan has told me there will be more answers on. Okay. What the fuck? There's so-called circumstantial evidence. So I've only heard so far crater in the video from the Washington Post, and yet the video is shown
Save
to
as
use
copy.
otherwise
This
anyway.
will be
Someone
number
make it make
6.
sense.
Okay. Wait, no, I need to edit it again. Oh, let me send this back again to Hassan to see.
In addition, the video showed that the projectile in the Al Jazeera footage was launched over a barrage of Palestinian rockets. Israeli officials assessed was responsible for the hospital explosion. From 6:59 p.m. on October 17th, barrages of Palestinian rockets are fired from 2 positions southwest and northwest of the Al Ahli Arab Hospital. The videos show flames of the Palestinian rockets are visible in the nighttime skies. Their engine propelled them northeast towards Israel. More than 25 seconds elapsed between the final Palestinian rocket and the hospital explosion. The Times cannot independently identify the type of projectile that was fired from Israel, though it was launched from an area known to have an Iron Dome defense system. The Israeli military says it doesn't fire Iron Dome interceptors into Gaza, and indeed the missile seen in the video may not have crossed over into Gazan territory. The Israeli military has stated that the Iron Dome did not shoot any interceptors in the questioned time and area, except the video footage disproves that.
Okay, 6 number twit. Okay. So I'm also like uploading everything to Twitter at the exact same time.
So it's important work and it will continue, and we probably will not have conclusive evidence for weeks or months on end. Okay? It's crazy how often you don't finish a thought. I know, because I fucking keep responding. To people in the chat. I don't even know what to say about this style of social media propaganda. What is this?
Did I not post?
They who must be named Hamas equals ISIS. Oh my god, this Hamas equals ISIS shit is also fucking so stupid. It's so ahistorical. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's fucking racist, okay? The Hamas is ISIS narrative is so fucking stupid and only works for dumb white Ameroid apes who fucking don't understand that, like, These are warring factions, okay?
Anyway, the chat will get Hassan's
It's so
eventually.
frustrating.
Okay,
it is
let's
so
do some-
fucking
I'm
racist.
just keeping that
I'm
thing up.
losing my fucking mind.
Okay. Here is all of
It
the messages
literally
if you guys
is
want to see.
the exact
This is what I've been
same
doing.
thing, the same
I'm trying
energy
to
as
get
George
Hassan
W.
to
Bush
see this
after
chatter.
9/11 doing the Axis of Evil speech and then adding Iran into that speech, okay? And being like,
Okay.
Iran
Alright, there we go.
is
Sorry
also
for my
responsible for
distraction. Let's
9/11
play some
in the Axis of
game.
Evil. When Iran was like, the fuck? Why you say fuck me for? You're about to use me for the next 20 years to fucking combat the mess you made, you fucking assholes, which is true. Imagine having 17 of the 19 hijackers on 9/11 be Saudi Arabian nationals, okay? And then turning around and being like, Iran is responsible for the axis of evil alongside Afghanistan and Iraq. It's insane to me. Like, literally pointing at the guys who literally are the number one enemies of Saudis in the fucking region and being like, they did this.
No, you disconnected. No.
So annoying. It's crazy how well I can pick up a thought and run it again. Yeah, but sometimes I literally forget to run the top of the hour ad break in the middle of all of that, which is not good. And then I have to run it 24 minutes into the top of the hour. But I digress. At the top of the hour, there's the 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime.
Okay, I
And
don't
also
think
get gifted a
wants
sub
to
if
see
you're
the
lucky.
rest
Use
of
the
them.
3-minute ad break now.
I think it's going to make him cry, which is why he doesn't want to see it. Fair enough. Okay, fuck. I need to put things down. Okay, I need to focus on SAP now.
Yeah. This is also fucking gross, too. Israeli soldiers capture suspected Hamas fighters and make them hold the Israeli flag and chant Long Live Israel. By the way, these are just civilian workers who were arrested by the Israeli forces who just said they were Hamas fighters. By the way, Israel has gone nutty with it in a way that I think resembles America's actions in both Afghanistan and Iraq. They're doing like... A lot of people forget that there are rules to war, right? There are rules to what you can and can't do with your fucking captives. This is not something you are allowed to do. I don't care how fucking racist you are. I don't care how violent you suspect the people that you intercepted, the people that you arrested are, okay? This is completely unacceptable, okay? It is a fucking war crime. This is like we are nearing the Abu Ghraib bullshit right now. We are so close. I've read so many fucking accounts of Russian forces engaging in acts of torture on Ukrainians that they fucking apprehend.
Hi,
okay?
Froggy.
To
Beep.
extract information out of them or to even get like forced confessions out of them and shit. And it's so wild that we watch the exact same shit, if not significantly fucking worse, being done by Israel. Not even just this.
Turn.
It is so psychotic that this kind of activity is like championed, channeled, and defended.
Okay. Whew.
Anyway. Did you see that some Israel lobby org put ceasefires anti-Semitism on signs in Times Square? It made me actually sick to my stomach. Yeah, it's so fucking unhinged. Oh. Many stories from loved ones in Gaza. Israel has repeatedly blocked the marriage of another one of my cousins in Gaza and his longtime girlfriend, a U.S. citizen. Israel blocked every permanent application to leave Gaza to make it into his embassy appointment in Egypt for years. No freedom of movement, no dignity. They aren't hurting him, though. Dude, that's insane. Can you imagine apprehending someone that you just immediately say is a fucking terrorist and then making them hold the Israeli flag and shit? Like, what are you doing? Do a little bit of role reversal. Forget that they're fucking Arabs in your mind for a second and think maybe they're Jewish workers that the Nazis apprehended.
Get this weekly working.
The fuck do you mean?
Starts of turn, summon
I don't
one
think
level
people
one
understand.
mouse. So you need to like actually have an empty space.
When you have
Never
someone
mind.
in your, when you have robbed someone of their freedom,
Sorry, I just haven't been
there
paying
are
enough
very
attention to know
specific
what's
rules.
to be like
when you
active
have
in this
detained
game.
someone, there are very specific rules. This person is now, you can't humiliate them. This person is your prisoner, okay? It is psychotic to look at this and go, well, they're not like beating the shit out of him. They're simply just like, you know, making fun of him and dehumanizing him further. You can't do that. If I ever get detained, I want to be detained by them, law, says Shawarma Ghanem. Yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you wish to be a fucking Gazan worker on a worker's permit in Israel. Nice. What a psychotic take. Very few people on the planet would swap places in that regard. Actually, probably no one. I love this, dude. This is like hyper-nationalistic and psychopathic fascist sentiment being expressed so willingly on the timeline, and people don't recognize it. Why? Why do you not recognize that?
Oh god, that made me really emotional, bro. Like, I feel like really on edge right now. That poor fucking chatter, dude. And I've got no idea what to do in this game. I'm literally fucking like lost to this game too. Anyway, let's get rid of you because we get a free roll. We'll put you in here. We can start doing some more econ shit. Okay, you probably are more useful than you at the moment, so we get rid of you too.
I remember you saying that trans allies get similar vitriol to trans people when they advocate for the rights. I've had a similar experience. I'm Jewish. I like to post calls for Palestinian rights, and someone called me a Nazi collaborator. I can't imagine what Palestinians have to deal with. Solidarity to them.
Probably not. It's useful for you.
It's just like...
Okay.
Biden holds joint news conference with the Australian Prime Minister and says Hamas does not represent the vast majority of Palestinians in Gaza.
Bro, it's not even that. Jason, the old South African flag, it's a hate symbol. You can get fined and arrested in South Africa for flying it.
This is a really good fucking
The apartheid South African flag, the old South African flag, is a hate symbol. And it's actually a hate symbol on the fucking ADL.
From a behavioral economist, founder of Coheal, and a few other companies helping people withdraw from prescription
Anti-Defamation League, which is very, yeah,
I want to see the mass
it's also
graves,
very ugly,
the
true.
refrigerated trucks full of bodies or
It was
corpses rotting in
fucking
the street.
incredibly
There
ugly.
is no way Gazas could cope with 5,000 dead bodies this quickly, especially since they claim lack of electricity and water. Where are the pictures? So far, there are almost 300 comments and not a single picture of a funeral or a grave. Okay?
Oh, fuck you.
To which Felix pointed out, one of my favorite scenes in Band of Brothers is in Why We Fight, which is the best episode in Band of Brothers. For those of you who haven't watched Band of Brothers, great episode. It's very traumatic. It is a one-to-one identical. Like I've read a lot on the Holocaust.
Yeah, and it's on the fucking ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, which is where like you can go find a whole bunch of like hate symbols. Okay, it's always a good place to go look for like Nazi hate symbols, but the thing is it's very, very pro-Israel. Okay, so they also include things like ACAB as a hate symbol. But yes, it is a massive thing if you were to wave the old South African flag in South Africa. You could very easily get fined a lot of money or even be arrested. It's that bad. It's like waving a fucking Nazi flag.
Requisitioning his goods for the camp victims, and Webster sticks his 1911 in his mouth. So many Zionists are the baker. Shut up. I said shut up, you Nazi fuck, says David Webster. Grabs the baker The baker says, "I'm not a Nazi." David Webster responds, "Oh, you're not a Nazi? My mistake, you fat fucking prick. What about a human being?" Here, I'll just, you know what? I want to show you this. I'll show you the scene instead of reading it. Let's see if we can
Holy
find
fuck.
it. Maybe they can. Oh, here it is. So they're taking all of the German bakers. There's a concentration camp down the fucking street, basically. Okay, a couple miles down the street. And they are taking this German baker's food to deliver it to the concentration camp, which they, by the way, also in another horrifying part of this, have to stop feeding the individuals in the concentration camp because they'll fucking die. They realize very quickly that if they eat for the first time ever, after not being able to eat, they will die. But that's a different story.
Take it off. Check the back and shut up.
Yeah, refeeding syndrome.
Ich bin kein Nazi. Not a Nazi. My mistake, you fat fucking prick. How about a human being? Are you one of those? Or are you gonna tell me that you never smelled the fucking stench?
Töten Sie mich nicht, bitte. Bitte töten Sie mich nicht. Ich verstehe nicht, was Sie da sagen.
He says he doesn't know what the hell you're talking about.
He's saying in German, like, please, like, I'm not understanding, basically. He's saying, please, like, don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't kill me.
He smelled it. He smelled it every day. Töten Sie mich nicht. Bitte töten Sie nicht mich nicht. Please don't kill me. Ich verstehe nicht, was du da sagst.
Was du sagst. Which is basically saying, like, I don't understand what you're saying.
It is impossible.
Or I'm not
at a
gonna,
certain
like,
point,
sorry,
it
I've
is
just been so
fucking
distracted.
impossible
Next
to
weekly,
turn
I'm
a
gonna be
blind
good.
eye to the atrocities, dude. It's impossible. Okay? And for the record, I have seen the fucking photos, contrary to what this freak is saying here. Okay? If you haven't seen the photos, it's because you're not paying attention. For as many GoPro footage as there are for the October 7th operations, and there are some gruesome fucking images, 100%. This notion that like October 7th was a perfectly executed military operation is a falsehood. Okay? It's not true. It was gruesome. 100%. It was. But for as many October 7 footage as there are that like journalists get to watch horrified behind closed doors at the behest of the Israeli government, there are thousands more lifeless children's bodies that have been recovered from the goddamn rubble.
Yeah.
Just that no one
Palestinian protests have been made legal in Germany.
Showing that.
Holy
no one
fuck.
is
I
no one is
would
aware.
have never expected that from Germany, like, a few years ago. You know what I mean?
At this point, unrelated to the Gazan health
Fuck, Sakura, that's so fucking dark.
and healthcare professionals in Gaza, every time they come out with a statement, they literally put the bodies right next to them.
Yeah. I would hate it too. Yeah, Sakura Go is German.
Yeah, I know. There's plenty of footage of mass graves. Gazans using ice cream trucks because the morgues are overfilled. And all of this is happening while Israel has deliberately shut off access. No electricity, no fuel, no internet. Internet is patchy inside of Gaza by design. So they can fucking control the narrative. devastating. So cruel. It's so unusual. They have an excuse for every photo. It's not that they don't see it. They just don't care. Exactly. What is this? Were you surprised when you saw the Westerners calling every opposition person in the idea Nazi affiliated? Russia calls Ukrainians Nazis for justification and conservatives believe it. No, conservatives are fucking stupid, okay? And Russia's decision to denazify Ukraine is also a ridiculous one. I've talked about this quite a bit. Like, it's just, it doesn't matter. It's just propaganda. People love trying to justify their own cause. I mean, the former prime minister literally said fair coverage or both sides coverage showing the Palestinian side in this serves Hamas. That's what he said. Not my take on it. It's his take on it. You don't have to search super far and super wide to arrive at this conclusion. You will find an Israeli official openly admit said things, sometimes even in English. And the grossest part now is fucking Brandon also running along with this disgusting, horrifying genocide denial rhetoric, claiming that perhaps the death tolls are actually overestimated.
Oh, God.
Genocide Joe, baby.
I'm sure innocents have been killed. Palestinians are telling the truth about how many people are killed. I'm sure innocents have been killed, and it's the price of waging a war. I think we should be incredibly careful. I think not we, the Israelis should be incredibly careful to be sure that they're
Genocide Joe.
on going after the folks that are propagating this war against Israel. And it's against their interest when that doesn't happen. But I have no confidence in the number that the Palestinians are using. Palestinians are telling.
Oh, fuck you,
Fucking
bro.
disgusting, dude. What a fucking filthy piece of shit he is. An animal. I think, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is the type of shit that you say. This is the type of shit. I saw a tweet about this. This rhetoric, alongside with what fucking John Kirby said yesterday about, like, well, some civilians are going to die and there's not much we can do, is the fucking footage that you watch back from a plexiglass inside of The Hague 10 years down the line, okay? If there was any justice, this is what you would hear back. This footage right here, this very moment, right here, is exactly what you hear back on the other side of a fucking plexiglass as you're sitting there with your hands cuffed in front of you. Okay? And they read it out and go, what did you mean by this? What did you mean by this? Of course, it will not happen. Because there is no justice.
It is war. It is combat. It is bloody. It is ugly. And it's going to be messy.
Yeah, this is the kind of statement people in Serbia and Rwanda got played back at them while they were sitting in a glass box in the Netherlands, except Serbia and Rwanda, not America. Never America. It will never happen to America.
And innocent civilians are going to be hurt going forward. I wish I could tell you something different. I wish that wasn't going to happen. But it is going to happen. And that doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it dismissible. It doesn't mean that we aren't going to still express concerns about that and do everything we can to help the Israelis do everything they can to minimize it.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, great stuff. Here.
Anger, the hurt, the sense of outrage that the Israeli people are feeling after the brutally inflicted devastation by Hamas is completely
Holy fuck,
understandable.
Timoni, that's insane.
Israel has the right, and I would add a responsibility, to respond to the slaughter of their people. and we will ensure Israel has what it needs to defend itself against these terrorists. That's a guarantee. We also have to remember that Hamas does not represent, let me say it again, Hamas does not represent the vast majority of the Palestinian people on the Gaza Strip or anywhere else. Hamas is hiding behind Palestinian
Angel
civilians,
Piker, thanks so much for the follow.
and is despicable and not surprisingly cowardly as well. This also puts an added burden on Israel while they go after Hamas. But that does not lessen the need to operate in line with the laws of war. For Israel, it has to do everything in its power. Israel has to do everything in its power. As difficult it is to protect innocent civilians, and it's difficult. I want to thank the Israelis and the Palestinian, and President Sisi of Egypt for working with the United States to make sure that food, water, and medical supplies are getting through to innocent people in Gaza. The flow needs to increase, and we're working very hard with our partners to make that happen. We're also working around the clock together with our partners in the region to secure the release of hostages, and including American citizens behind.
He's like Hollywood celebrities. I hear you. I see you. Amy Schumer, thank you for sending me that open letter, Jack. Made me maybe understand, yeah, you're right. We gotta release the civilians. We gotta release the hostages, Aubrey Plaza, you're right.
Left behind and held by Hamas, and the safe passage of foreign nationals out of Gaza, not just Americans, but Australians and a whole range of people who are trapped in Gaza. I also want to take a moment to look ahead.
You said if you were a politician, what kind of speech would you give?
This is
Dude,
not
every
me
day
playing.
I talk about it. Every day. I've talked about it on television. I've talked about it every fucking day. I don't know what to tell you.
Toward the future that we seek. Israelis and Palestinians equally deserve to live side by side in safety, dignity, and peace. There's no going back to the status quo as it stood on October the 6th. That means ensuring Hamas can no longer terrorize Israel and use Palestinian civilians as human shields. It also means
the human shields narrative, dude. Yeah. Was the Al Jazeera reporter's family human shields? Was that one Chatter's 17-year-old cousin, Khaled? Was he a human shield? Was he shielding rockets? As much as information is and access is cut off into Gaza, like there are still humans, right? Palestinians are still human beings, no matter how desperately these fucking animals try to dehumanize them. And you can talk to them. They're around. They are people that you can hear from. Of course, if you are already so sucked into this idea that they are not human, then
you did
then,
miss
yeah,
some
you will be
community
like, well,
music
maybe
today.
all of the Palestinians
It's
are
fine,
collectively
though.
lying.
We only got through about
They must be. They must
5
all
songs
be
or so.
collectively lying about the human shield
Don't
thing.
worry about it. I'll know where we got up to. You don't have to edit the playlist, okay? Because then you'll know, like, from when I go back to it,
Yeah. All of these baby human shields.
that when this crisis is over, there has to be a vision of what comes next. And in our view, it has to be a two-state solution. It means a concentrated effort from all the parties, Israelis, Palestinians.
I don't think people understand. Like they already have a fucking two-state solution. They do. Like what you are seeing is technically a two-state solution. Or do you think like Israel's gonna stop? This is the two-state solution. You have to end the apartheid. It's like saying that South Africa should have had a two-state solution. Really?
Attacked when they did, I have no proof of this, just my instinct tells me, is because of the progress we were making towards regional integration.
Is it an example of a functioning two-state solution? Or is it just a nice word to use in politics? I mean, I guess you could say Ireland, but also it doesn't even fucking matter because, but the entire there's no two-state. There is no two-state solution. It is the two-state solution is just a way that Israel has tried to continuously engage in indefensible acts of expansion and settler terrorism, while saying like, oh, we just want to do a two-state solution. Come on, it's a two-state solution. It's a lie, complete lie. Okay, it just buys them more time to continue doing genocide. Yeah, MBS is the guy I talked to about human rights law. Yeah, literally. There is no two-state solution with one state having the standing military in operation in the second state. Okay, Palestinians have never been given a place for themselves devoid of Israeli control. Not in Gaza after 2005, and never in the West Bank. Ridiculous.
For Israel and regional integration overall. And we can't leave that work behind. And one more word on this. I continue to be alarmed about extremist settlers attacking Palestinians in the West Bank. That pouring gasoline on fire is what it's like.
That's disgusting, Zuckerberg.
The deal was made, and they're attacking Palestinians in places that they're entitled to be. And it has to stop. They have to be held accountable.
Yeah, the Eye on Palestine account that I've used time and time again has been removed by Instagram. Completely unacceptable. Disgusting. Gross.
And it has to stop now.
Because when you are funding the fascism, you either have to make a decision as a country. You either continue to fund the fascism and, in many ways, impose fascism in your own country in funding the fascism, or you have to end the fascism. There is no other way. When you are a country funding a fascism, that's what you do. And you have to make bloody sure that nobody calls it a fascism.
They are. Their existence in the West Bank is an existence of terror. Two-state in Ireland is ultimately a failed promise. We were promised in writing by the British to have reunification after the Anglo-Irish War for Independence. We still haven't been getting that. So forgive me if I laugh when these dopes talk about a two-state solution. I'm just saying, like it's
stupid.
Even that's not great, but still better than the current situation.
Whoa. You get another chance, Phone 6.
According to Al Jazeera, Sharif Mansour, a representative of the Committee to Protect Journalists, has said 24 media workers have been killed in the current Israel-Gaza war. Anyway. You cannot have a two-state solution without purging, okay, literally purging, which is inherently an act of violence, the 500,000 settlers in the West Bank. And also the military in its entirety. The occupying force has to be removed from the West Bank. The 500,000 settler terrorists have to be removed from the West Bank. There is no two-state solution without that. Okay? By the way, that part is not even in question. There's a reason why you don't hear about the West Bank a lot in Western media. Because that part is not even, like, there's no question there. It is a completely, unequivocally, internationally recognized act of violence. Okay? Every single person recognizes that right there, the conditions of the West Bank are 100% an act
I saw
of
your
terror.
message finally.
Settler, colonialist
don't stack
terror.
worms.
That's what it is. It is a fucking war crime. It's ethnic displacement happening in front of our eyes with our money. Okay? Just so you know. Anyway, let's talk about what's going on right now. So, Anthony Blinken reportedly told the Qatari PM to turn down the volume of anti-Israel incitement on Al Jazeera. That's what the U.S. Secretary said. Tony Blinken asked the Qatar Prime Minister to tone down the state-sponsored Al Jazeera rhetoric about the Gaza war. The Axios news site reports the request to turn down the volume of Al Jazeera's coverage because it is full of anti-Israel incitement suggests that the U.S. fears Qatari network coverage of the war is inflaming tensions in the region. Notice how what's not inflaming tensions in the region? The actions of Israel. The actions of Israel are not inflaming tensions. The coverage of said actions, the only fucking place where there is any coverage of said actions, that's inflaming tensions. I am reminded of the famous quote from Jim Comey, who was the FBI director under Barack Obama, after police precincts were forced to wear body cameras, where Jim Comey said, this is going to lead to a spike in police brutality. This is going to create anti-police sentiment. It's not the act that is the problem. It is having that act recorded and shown to the rest of the world that is the problem. Disgusting. Meanwhile, while Anthony Blinken was too busy having this conversation, okay, while he was too busy being like, hey, you got to fucking tone it down a little bit, okay? You know what was going on?
All right, let's go. Another game. This time, I'm paying attention.
As Blinken told the Qatari government to tone down Al Jazeera's coverage of Israel's massacre, Al Jazeera's brave veteran journalist, literally, like in the same exact, that got leaked in the same exact hour, Al Jazeera's brave veteran journalist Wael Dahdo's wife, son, daughter were killed in an Israeli airstrike which targeted a shelter house they had fled to. Wael received the news while on air covering the nonstop Israeli strikes on Gaza. On Al Jazeera English, they updated the story to say Wael reported on that very airstrike without knowing his family was among the victims.
Oh, God.
I mean, Al Jazeera is biased. I don't know how believable their coverage is, brother.
Oh, my God.
Al Jazeera is the only coverage.
It is literally the only coverage.
Okay? It's the only coverage. No one else is even allowed. You also recognize that Western media is biased in this circumstance as well.
Motherfucker said same goes for some Western media as well. Some? Some?
Also, I'm biased. I'm biased. I'm so incredibly fucking biased. I'm biased towards the Palestinian plight. I believe Palestinians are humans. This perspective is riddled with bias in comparison to the overarching narratives that you hear in Western media that are carefully concocted to dehumanize Palestinians, to make sure that you do not see their side of the story. I'm biased towards children being blown to fucking bits. I'm biased against that. I think it's disgusting. I think it's unacceptable. I'm biased against genocide. I'm biased against an ethnic cleansing campaign. I'm biased.
Yeah, every media outlet is biased.
There is no both sides. This is what you hear from Israeli officials all the time. There is no both sides. And I agree with them.
Waiting for two people to join.
There is no both sides in an apartheid state. There is no both sides in an ethnic cleansing campaign. There isn't. There's only one side that is the victim and the other side that is victimizing the Palestinians. That's it. It is unimaginable to me that we are watching any kind of fucking news outlet that even shows the humanity of Palestinians get eviscerated, that get shredded from all social media websites. People who support Palestine losing their fucking jobs. People who support Palestinians being put on lists left and right. While simultaneously acting as though there is any legitimate fear of loss of jobs if you are a Zionist in America. That is the American government's position. How fucking stupid. Jerf, Jewish exclusionary radical feminist, a person who supports equal rights for women and believe all women, except when it comes to sexual assault, except when Jewish women are murdered, raped, and mutilated in Israel. Then it's all about context and did it really even happen? Dr. Nama, I'm a feminist, you know that, but feminist community is usually all about intersectionality, is curiously silent about the rape, murder, mutilation of women by Hamas. Like, who's... I do not know who is silent about this, okay? I don't know. I've never been so disgusted with the feminist community. Let's share and shame them for not speaking up against sexual violence and terror.
All right, I got 16. Let's go.
You are? I'm silent about this? Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. Famously, I'm always silent about
no, you were sunny and we were
Jewish
full,
people
Yubi.
getting attacked in anti-Semitism. Famously, I love literal fucking
bushes.
Nazis coming in here to be like, dude, you're so silent about Jewish people being under attack. Like, dude, you are a 4chan groiper. The fuck do you mean? You were literally alt-right
we'll do
last
another
year,
one,
and then you watched a couple debates, and now you have decided you're a liberal, and you're coming to me telling me I'm not doing enough to combat anti-Semitism? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, people come in here acting like you aren't the #1 hated person on the internet for actual Nazis. Exactly. Craziest part is people who literally say, oh, well, some of these Nazis actually make great content. People that say stuff like that on the off season come in here and fucking turn around and tell me that, I'm in the wrong here. Suck my dick. Remember when the Nazi had you preemptively blocked earlier? Exactly. That last guy was even more hateful than a Nazi. He's an EU servers league player. Well,
No, fuck.
Anyway.
EU servers league
United
player.
Agents has said that its head of comedy is now being investigated, apparently for retweeting
No,
this
I
post,
wanted to
among
freeze
others.
one.
Check
Oh,
out
no,
the
I don't
Oscar-nominated
need to.
writer who
Okay.
flagged her hateful tweets and the nice thing he has to say about Palestinians and Muslims. I'm an Oscar-nominated writer who got there without an agent. Yes, that's a flex. So I don't give a fuck about deferring to agents. No one will stop me making a living. I'll drive a cab if needed. So let me tell you about the disgrace of Kitty Lang, head of comedy at United Agents. Kitty, who represents acts like Catherine Ryan, Nick Mohammed, Jamie Demetrio at United Agents, has been on a wicked spree sharing hateful crap, promoting mockery of Jews, murder and terror attacks, and conspiracies that currently Islamists and neo-Nazis are spreading online. See below. Palestinian vision of a one-state
Okay, for
solution.
now, let's
Palestinians
see.
walk down the street to murder their Jewish neighbors. Palestinian vision of a two-state solution. Palestinians have to get a bus to go murder their Jewish neighbors. Nice. This guy seems very unbiased. People are a bit harsh saying all the Palestinians have invented are plane hijacking, suicide bombings, and mass stabbings. They've also invented a time machine because they're clearly living in the Middle Ages with their rape and pillage barbarian shtick. Wow. Palestinians have successfully created a taboo around speaking negatively of them. Let me break that taboo for you. Famously, yeah, there's a big taboo of saying Palestinians are fucking barbarian rapist monsters who behead thousands of children and want to fucking do the Holocaust everywhere, all around the world, permanently. Like, that's the fucking common narrative. What are you talking about? That's literally what people say, like, and have been saying even before October 7th and certainly after. Just say slurs, dog. We get it. Palestinian society is phenomenally toxic and racist society full of Islamic fundamentalist terrorists and their sympathizers who share candy when butchery occurs. Yeah, LinkedIn issues warning to cite shaming pro-Palestinian sentiment. I saw the list. If you want to be a fucking, if you want to see the laughable list that they've compiled of like people who have apparently supported Hamas, okay? If you're confused about which side to be on, there's a global multiracial, multi-faith popular movement for justice and solidarity in Palestine. So United Agents said that its head of comedy is now being investigated, okay? This guy is not being investigated. Vigil in New York for the Palestinian hospital that Israel didn't fire or destroy. Tomorrow there'll be a vigil for Sweet Tony, the son of Bigfoot, and a unicorn. Urgent. Copies of Mein Kampf running out in Gaza. If you're a neo-Nazi or white supremacist with a copy of Hitler's tome, Hamas need it more. They've worked hard to toxify Palestinian society with Jew hate, but war was hindered. Show your solidarity with fellow genocide seekers. The UN is right. The atrocities of Hamas didn't happen in a vacuum. They're the product of a reactionary Muslims who romanticize ancient sectarian bloodshed. Anti-Semitism is taught in Palestinian society. Money we give, Hamas take. NGOs, politicians, fools who indulge and encourage this. These are incredibly common sentiments expressed by conservative ultra-Zionists. 100%. It's unhinged, unfiltered, pure, unadulterated racism. But because the direction is Palestinians for said racism, it is completely allowed in the Western world. Please go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and fucking tell me that this is not allowed.
Okay. Oh, fuck. I should
Cause of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is Muslim anti-Semitism, the sole cause of the conflict.
rabbit.
Yeah, totally. Root of the conflict, anti-Semitism and the aspiration of
Okay, well,
Muslim
fuck
supremacy
you.
in the region, refuse to accept minority groups such
Rabbit
as Jews
time.
having freedom and autonomy.
Let's give it to the
Major
worm.
industry publications ran the story. None bothered to check the Twitter feed of the Oscar-nominated writer involved. Is it fair that someone like this can throw a tantrum and get people silenced for opposing an apartheid state and genocide? So what did Kitty Lang say? The top UK comedy agent Kitty Lang deleted posts after they were flagged by Oscar-nominated screenwriter Lee Kern.
Oh, I can do this.
What was it?
Great.
Like, what did
Okay.
she even say that people were fucking losing their minds over? Comedy podcast fans know Brett Gelman. He's been weird for a while, and now it's full blown. Yeah, I know. I've seen it. Everyone has lost their fucking minds. I
pill
like
kills
this
your
post
pet,
already.
yeah.
This is what Brett Gelman was saying.
Hey, fake woke Americans. Guess who actually lives on stolen land? You do. Guess who actually
True.
lives on stolen land? You do.
And so do
You
I.
do.
What, does motherfuckers acting like he's dialing in from like the West Bank or something? She retweeted the first post.
You do. Me, Jew, you do. Me, Jew, you do. You live on stolen land.
Oh,
So
wait.
sick.
Is that actually... Oh, wait, never mind. I
Brett
thought that was a based post. It was actually just someone, like, who was saying, no, like, we're allowed to steal land, wasn't it?
Apartheid is just apartheid.
Okay, never mind.
Okay? And genocide is just genocide. It's not the new blood libel.
Yeah,
Okay.
not based.
Like, it's so awesome to just have this position and be completely oblivious to, like, Jewish, Israeli, Holocaust historians, okay? Being like, no, this is an apartheid, this is a genocide. It's like, how do you How do you say this without fucking feeling a sense of embarrassment?
Oh, I get free rolls.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I forgot about that.
It's just so fucking crazy. Friends with Tim Heidecker, by the way. I mean, I don't know for how long, but true words from Amy Schumer from the Canary Mission on litmus
Amy
test
Schumer,
for
bro.
anti-Semitism. Literally every one of these designs is friends with a MAGA guy with a Hitler did nothing wrong t-shirt. No, I don't think so. I think no. The Kitty Lang tweets from that unhinged guy. I'm gonna ask him. I feel like somehow the word settler has lost its meaning and it can be understood as civilian. Maybe a new phrase is needed, like settler paramilitary. Wait, what? Y'all were excited to repost the fake beheaded babies, but these real babies now have mere hours left. That's why these are the posts. If you're confused about which side to be on, there's a global, multiracial, multi-faith, popular movement for justice and solidarity with Palestine. There isn't one for Israel. Signs is an airstrike. Size of the explosion. AV evidence corresponding with JDAM strike signature. Israel saying the hospitals were fair game. Previous Israeli attacks on this building. Almost all governments blaming Israel. Sign it was a Hamas rocket. Israel said so. That's it? That's the reason why this person is being investigated?
When you're supporting a fascism, you have to do everything to
Israeli
cover up
Holocaust
the fascism.
scholar
You end up doing
Raz
fascism.
Segal decries Israel's assault on Gaza as a textbook case for genocide. But hey, guys, but listen. The fuck does he know? He's an Israeli Holocaust scholar. I don't get my information on the Holocaust from Holocaust scholars. I get it from Brett Gelman, who's like the 8th funniest guy on the shittiest fucking TV show you've never heard of. That's who I go to for my formative, to inform my opinion on what is and what isn't a fucking Holocaust. Or what is and what isn't a fucking genocide. That's who I go to. I go to that guy. I go to Amy Schumer. She knows better. I love going to the fucking comedy bench warmers. Awesome. You know who I go to? I go to Richie Torres, the poorest district in America.
I'm still getting wrecked, but not as wrecked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should learn everything about the Holocaust, everything that I read, and everything that like I know about genocide and how it's conducted, and ethnic cleansing and how it's conducted from the likes of Bibi Netanyahu, who are also Holocaust revisionists themselves. You know, that's who I get it from. I get it from the absolute freaks. I trust the least funny writer for Borat 2 for all my news. Yeah. Tearing down the hostage flyers is the new Kristallnacht. The Hamas charter is the new Mein Kampf. Shows the proof of beheaded babies. The new Holocaust didn't happen. Which is ironic to say this because you're literally saying you're actively doing genocide denial. So is the Jews run the world bullshit actually true? Are you fucking stupid?
Oh my god,
No.
fucking Nazi
No,
again.
dumbass. There is no
Or
Jews
like
run the world
like
shit
someone
at
who
all.
might
Don't try to
be
fucking come
Nazi
in here and
adjacent-
sneak
adjacent.
idiotic fucking Nazi sentiment, okay? Get the fuck out of here. Suck my cock. Jewish people are not a monolith. Jewish people do not unconditionally support Israel, no matter how hard Israel tries to claim that that is the case, and no matter how hard Israel tries to make that a reality through active brainwashing campaigns, okay, of young American Jews through through the schooling system and through birthright and numerous other ways of like fucking instilling fear upon Jewish people not living in Israel. But that is not the
Fucking
case.
Nazis, yeah.
Okay, despite Israel's best efforts. It is ridiculous and also anti-Semitic to make the assertion that Zionism is the position and unconditional support to Israel is the position of Jews all around the world. It is fucking ridiculous. It's not even the position of Jews in Israel. Not all all Jews in Israel. One of the tweets used to smear them as an anti-Semite was literally from a Jewish man, Noah, criticizing Israel. Yeah,
Bro, I can't
that's
get that
why
fucking mouse.
You see so
I
many
haven't gotten that mouse
non-Jews,
once.
like Richie Torres, literally attack
Thank you.
Jews that are at the forefront of the anti-apartheid activism in America. The audacity, the
Yes,
gall
I'm mad.
of the supporters of Israel's genocidal regime is so shocking to me. Like, these people are so fucking horny to be like, listen, I love Israel, which means I can tell you that you're a bad Jew. You're not a real Jew. It's like, are you fucking stupid? Are you out of your mind? The guy you just banned trying to say shit like that, he has a registered account on a certain site for gore posting. Actual sick human being. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Emhad is amazing. Emhad beat the CIA.
Genuine question, is it okay to rephrase Zionists control the world? No, dude. They do not control the fucking world, dumbass. No. You can't just, like, substitute Jew for Zionist and be like, do they control the world? No. They do. What do you mean they control the world?
Bro, Emhad is CIA.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I love Emhad so much.
America is right there.
It's great.
What do you mean? Oh, Jews control the world. Zionists control the world. America is right here, idiot. What the fuck are you talking about?
Who's that guy on the top right? His name is Hassan. We're watching him while we play Supporter Pets. He's a really big Twitch streamer.
Israel can't do shit without our
covers
fucking
politics.
Go ahead and our approval, our express approval.
Okay, all right, okay, I'm getting there.
Let's not play dumb, Hassan. I'm going to keep it a $1.50. We purge a lot of the fucking idiots in this community regularly. If you don't understand this position, you fundamentally are at odds with the way I see the world. Okay?
Okay, great. So now we get...
I talked about this already. If you are an opportunistic 4chan loser that comes in here to be like, but, you know, the Jews, right? Am I right? You're a fucking dumbass, okay? Most of my primary sources come from on the ground, literal, like, Israeli Jewish activists, okay?
We've got a scaler, finally.
Israeli Holocaust historians, historians in general that are Jewish. It's fucking ridiculous.
Might actually be able to survive.
I covered this. I covered this a couple days ago, okay? Where I saw, like, unfiltered, pure anti-Semitic garbage on the timeline. Just straight up, classic, like, look at these Jews in positions of power shit, okay? I've seen it a time and time again. I saw it with Kanye West posting that Excel spreadsheet of people who, 4chan groypers suspect of being Jewish, and also other Jewish people in high positions of media or in American government.
Oh my God. I just got a whisper from someone asking me this. Hi, can I ask you a question about girls?
To have
no.
a forward operating base or a
what the fuck?
A
fucking I'm literally fucking eating. Jesus Christ!
Foreign adversaries. Americans openly admit.
No, I'm blocking the fuck out of that, bro.
In Israel is one that aligns with their national security concerns. They like having.
You've got an inquiry too if you're taking questions? What?
American state with its
you could just post a question in the chat, chatter.
Smack dab in the fucking middle of this resource rich
into girls like slime molds.
That can be destabilized with the
What is
American
life like
state.
on Bitch Island? I don't know. Ask your mom.
Oh God. Do girls poop?
Super Lib sits in front of 30K viewers with life experience.
Hi, Gooby, how are you doing?
Super liberal? Which one is it? Am I a fucking tanky who's like pro Hamas, or am I a super lib? Lib?
Yeah, of course. Girls do shit.
Daughter of Israeli
God.
Zionist speaks out. Here's a good take from a pro-Palestine Israeli woman. Oh yeah, this is really good as well. We'll talk about this in a second. I watched this video before.
Maybe I should not have you. Maybe. I'm
sure it doesn't hurt that they buy a shitload of weapons and aircraft from Lockheed and Co. Exactly.
But we'll see.
You're whatever gets the most people mad at you at any given time. True.
Chat, our girl's real.
My hypothesis is
Bro,
we don't appreciate
if
what
you're
kind of barrage
a
of they
female
want us
streamer
to-
on Twitch and someone whispers to you, "Hey, can I ask you a question about girls?" I'm blocking you. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm not talking to a fucking like either you're 15, in which case no, or I'm not going down that road.
clarity of a person who was literally in the fucking kibbutz, who watched their immediate family members get fucking murdered in the hands of Hamas militants. And then
holy fuck,
you can't be like that
They're not
person,
real? Have you had
okay?
to
You can't
speak to a
demonstrate
girl?
that kind
Yeah,
of moral
sure.
clarity. I don't know what the expectation is. Like, oh, I'm sorry that you fucking think that Hamas is going to come and kill you in your Kansas grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, yeah, let me put on hold
Yeah,
the
so if I could
fucking
get something
active genocide
prettier.
that's occurring currently in Gaza.
Women aren't real. I'm just a blob. True, you be. Okay, great. We got you as well, bro. We've got so much going on. We want everything in the shop. In fact, you know what? We might just say that it's not worth this. Hear me out. LB makes a cover of I Am Rectangular song, but it's I am a shape rotator.
Anyway,
it doesn't have the same
sorry.
The same ring to it, you know? I really want to get rid of you, but no, I can't. Okay.
I love
just
Gaza.
have to
We
get
gotta
rid of
stop
you,
killing, man. We
unfortunately.
want freedom. It's not that bad. Rate my takes us on. Hopefully have a good day, man. Thanks, chatter.
Did that chat actually ask a question?
Okay. Oh yeah, you know who's making out like fucking bandits in this circumstance, by the way? Here's intercepted
Prophecy.
phone conversations from More Perfect Union, okay? That looked at a Wall Street analyst who noted Israel's war as an opportunity that fits quite nicely with the company's portfolio. Talking to a Raytheon executive who also agreed they'll see a benefit on top of what we think is going to be an increase in the DoD's budget. Also, I'm running the 3-minute ad break now, okay?
Christine Lewog of Morgan Stanley.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, Christine.
So maybe moving to a defense question. You know, the White House is requesting $106 billion in supplemental spending for a number of national security priorities, which includes over $50 billion in investment for the U.S. defense industrial base. Looking at this request, you've got equipment for Ukraine, air and missile defense for Israel, and replenishment of stockpile for both. And this seems to fit quite nicely with the Raytheon defense portfolio. So how much of this opportunity is addressable to the company? And if the dollars are appropriated, when would be the earliest you could see this convert to revenue?
All right, Christine, let me start on that. So, as I think I mentioned earlier in the conversation, we've seen about $3 billion of orders so far related to Ukraine replenishment, and that's really replenishing U.S. war stocks. We expect another $4 billion of
I am
orders
a
in the next 2
rotator.
years.
And you
most
are
of
a
that
word
will
cell.
play
I
out
am
over
a
the next 24 to
rotator.
36 months in
I
terms
don't
of
know how to
delivery.
read.
So you won't see a big revenue pop even next year from this. As we think about
Maybe
this
it
next
works.
tranche, the president's $100+ billion request, which is more than $40 billion for Ukraine.
No
what you're going to see is
words.
the
There
same
we go.
things that we have been
No
seeing,
words.
but in much higher quantities. So obviously, NASAM systems,
I
which is
am
the
a
short-range air defense
rotator.
system,
I
and the
cannot
AMRAAM
spell.
munitions that we're using there, we're going to see those orders pick up, we would think, significantly. The same is true with the Patriot air defense system. Again,
I
those
saw
are
some
GEM-T missiles
motherfuckers
that
in the
we
YouTube
supply for
comment
that.
section free
Those are in
Israel.
short supply
How the
today.
fuck does
So
that
again,
work?
How do they make money out of wars
Yeah, how
like
do
this,
we
brother?
free
He's literally
Israel?
explaining to you the exact fucking missile systems that are going to be
God.
sold to
From
Israel,
what?
okay, with American dollars, and then how
True.
those missile systems have to be replenished, which
What do they
means
need to
more
be
American
saved
dollars
from?
going into replenishing American
Yeah.
stockpiles, and also, of course, that you will never have your student debt, your student loan debt ever relieved, and you will never have health care. He's basically describing it. The way Raytheon execs are talking about increasing margins as a result of Israel's siege on Gaza sounds no different from a normal inventory call at a parts supplier, where we've integrated the war machine so well that the consequences are far from an afterthought.
Unfortunately.
Exactly.
I mean, not unfortunately, but like, it's just too much.
Big
to say
ramp
no.
there. But you're also going to see other weapon systems come into play, specifically around, countering the unmanned air vehicles. And, we have systems today like the Coyote, which is very effective in terms of short range
It's so random
dealing
too.
with these unmanned air
It
vehicles.
came from an ASMR
So again,
video.
I think really across the entire Raytheon portfolio, you're going to see a benefit of this restocking on top of what we think is going to be an increase in the DoD top line. Again, as we continue to replenish war stocks and also replenish some of the fleet in the Pacific. So that's SM2s, SM3s, and other munitions that are really a huge part of this backlog that we've got today.
Thanks, Greg. And how do we think about the margin profile of these incremental opportunities? Are these new contracts margin accretive?
I would no, actually, I wouldn't say they're margin accretive, nor would I say they're detrimental to margins.
Okay, well, at least I'm doing
cost
some
type
wrecking.
programs, right? So you're talking about
At least I'm in the top 3 this time. Look,
10, 11, 12%.
like you got to take your
They will have to increase production to supply both Ukraine and Israel, and they will never dial it
dubs
back.
when you
yes.
can.
Oh my God, no way. The mega corporation that makes weapons is profiting over conflict? No way. Dude, brilliant. Thank you. You single-handedly destroyed a really big part of the anti-war movement by saying, of course, this is what's going to happen. You are big and smart. Big-brained and smart.
True.
Us, we are stupid, silly, and dumb.
Yeah, what a unique take.
Because we have a moral issue with how capitalism operates. You just simply can point to this being the normal way of existence and then tell everybody that they're stupid in a moment where they're seeing the actual proof. I mean, this is important. Why is it important? Because it's one thing to just say that America's war machine directly lines up with the profit margins of the military-industrial complex. It's another thing to show how cold and calculated I
don't think right now, Arun,
at one of these
as I said, I
military-industrial
think it'll happen when it comes up on stream, but definitely not
can speak
right
on
now.
behalf of
You can't,
the atrocities that they will be committing.
It would
with
be
their
too
weapons.
much of
Okay?
because what happened in Sri Lanka is so serious. It would be too much of a
No.
It's just too much to sort of take in.
They're
And I think
well-known
also
in
at the
terms of
moment
cost of
Hassan
these
is like on his
systems.
last
We've been producing them for
few
years.
legs. Oh no,
so we know
Henry
what the costs
Hank,
are.
no.
And again, I think, again, it's helpful to
I
overall
think no,
margins,
you
but
should
it's
push
not
for it.
hugely accretive.
But like
Again,
just not
I
now.
think Neil, 10
Certainly
to 12
not in
is
this fucking
the sweet spot
I think
there.
that's exactly right. These are mature.
what's happening in Israel right now. Like that's
programs
something
that
you
we've
can
got a
certainly
lot of
bring up.
history on. It's all about getting the supply
But at
chain.
the moment, he's going to have
ramped
people
up,
on who
to
are
deal with the
specifically
increased
involved
production
in
that we
stuff that's
expect.
happening in
Thank you.
in Palestine. You know what I mean? If not now, when? Berserk. I'm not the Hasanabi Whisperer. I'm not his fucking agent. I'm just giving Arun
Researchers
advice.
believe that a certain what?
You might be joking, but I'm being serious about that. Like I am
Across the
literally
entire
giving
Raytheon portfolio, you're going to see a
Arun
benefit
advice
of this
because of-
restocking. Yeah, there it
like
is.
when is like sort of the best
here's
time.
more. An investor on CNBC celebrates that defense spending could soar over $1 trillion now that the House has elected a speaker amid major geopolitical
The
conflicts.
struggle will continue, unfortunately, Kelly, but electing a new House Speaker, while it doesn't eliminate the likelihood of a government shutdown in November.
You know what's really fucking annoying that I see a lot of neoliberals do online, where they will just like say, you silly fool. Oh, you think it's just like, oh, wow, the war machine makes
I still haven't
profits
got a
when
fucking
war happens?
character.
How dumb of you to point that out.
Which is very irritating.
And it's like, no, we know that. We know that is really gross and really violent, like and morally repugnant, okay? We do not defend these things. You do. Okay? You act like there's no other solution. There's no other way out of this. And it's no different than when people fucking turn around and say like, guys, these guys claim that the Iraq war was fought over oil. How fucking stupid. It's so reductive. It's like, yeah, it is reductive, except that doesn't mean it's untrue. It's true. just simply hand waving away that and acting like that's just a really simplified, oversimplified version of geopolitical conflict does not change its truth. You have at that point not disproven anything. You're simply just saying I'm smarter than you. I say the nuance of being able to privatize the oil production capabilities of Iraq, which was previously nationalized. I mean, for decades, and certainly was still held under Saddam's control. It's so stupid. I see this all the fucking time. I saw this over the course of the past week of people trying to say my analysis is just simply reductive and it's just America bad. I see it all the time whenever I talk about America being bad. I don't just simply say America bad. I tell you why America is bad. That's the major difference. But I feel like a lot of people come in here and just plug their fucking ears after I say America bad and here is why, and don't hear the here is why part of it. Okay? And the counter never is, America good, and here is why. The counter just simply ends there. You said America bad. You have no other way of analyzing the world other than America being bad. Well, it is bad. It's fucking bad. And I tell you all the time, a big part of my coverage revolves around why it's bad and how it's bad.
It wasn't even me. I'm technically a mod.
Increase the likelihood of much-needed increases in defense spending.
There we go.
In fact, given all the geopolitical crises across the globe right
like
now,
that, Besselium?
military spending can and will only increase. According to Statista, they anticipate increases every year between now and 2023,
where the fuck are you, bro?
$746 billion to $1.1 trillion in defense spending. If that's the case.
There you are. Okay, get in, please.
Check
yes,
my
new
logs.
game.
I'm a fucking Assange superfan and I rarely speak, bro. Keep looking for trouble elsewhere. What are you saying? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm nowhere near Nazi. I'm trying to explain that you cannot paint Jewish people versus the activities of the IDF. One has nothing to do with the other. What is happening? Stop fucking arguing with one another in the chat. You silly bitches.
Defense stocks may ultimately be defensive stocks. The struggle.
He's arguing with himself, I think, says Weeby.
Anyway. Artillery accurate to 5 meters can be fired by IDF howitzers. Did you see
I just said
Piers
I
Morgan
think
get clipped by
Weeby is
Bassem
stinky in the
Youssef?
chat.
Yes. What is this?
No, the Iraq War wasn't about oil. Just listen to John Abazid, the head of the U.S. Central Command who oversaw the entire Middle East during the war. Of course it's about oil. We can't really deny that. Well, f*** him. What does he know? How about Chuck Hagel? Now, this guy was the Secretary of Defense during the Obama administration.
Get in, sap
People
heads,
say we're
please.
not fighting for oil. Of course we are. Well, what the f*** is a defense secretary anyway? Here we go. This is Alan Greenspan. He was the head of the Federal Reserve. Need I say more? I mean, come on. I am saddened that it is politically inconvenient to acknowledge what everyone knows, the Iraq War is largely about oil. Okay, you know what? This is bullshit, man. Okay, I have the proof right here. The State Department, right, had a Future of Iraq project, and before the war, they said Iraq should be open to international oil companies as quickly as possible after the war.
Bro, Weeby was like, I'm sorry for being, because Weeby tried to tell me just to hold off on posting that chat as messages, and Hassan will look at them later.
How you figure that?
And Weeby was like, oh, I'm sorry
Dummy,
that I was rude.
They're saying
and I was
that
like,
they're
no.
going to war to open up Iraq to
Imagine
oil companies.
Weeby being rude
Okay,
or
you know
like
what? You're starting to
mean.
really piss me off.
Weeby could never.
Yeah. The Iraq War is as about oil as the Civil War was about slavery. Yes. Even more so than
Weeby,
that.
you bully everyone.
Slavery was was one mode of commodity production. When you say oil, you directly strike it at its heart.
No, I don't.
That is the materialist analysis there.
I'm joking.
But it is a pretty decent way to cover it. I think you're right. It's a good comparison.
Okay, Berserk, come on. Like if it comes from a good source that like people know, and it's sources that Hassan already knows, it's a very good way to like display information. Just because it's a TikTok format does not mean it's like misinformation. Okay, I know that you are like not the biggest Hassan fan, but don't be reactionary, okay? And no one dunk on Berserk in the chat. I'm just being honest with you. Even if you're joking, come on. TikTok in many ways, it's like saying, oh, Hassan reads tweets from journalists, you know?
I was taught to love Israel.
I don't know why you're exclamation marking me. I'm just saying you're being reactionary with that
Jewish
take.
high school. And, you know, we're singing the Hatikva, the national anthem. We're singing all these Jewish songs, and we're taught this one very specific view of history.
This is also TikTok.
We were taught basically that, like, the land was ours. We were taught that, like, well, we tried to offer them a solution. We tried to offer them peace, and they kept on attacking us. And the reason why we kept on gaining more and more land was because they would start wars with us. And we would defend ourselves, and we would just end up with more land. And so we would try and give it back to them every once in a while.
Yeah, treat yourself, Yubi.
Now I'm starting to recognize more and more.
Okay, SAP players, we've got 4 spaces open. Are you joining or not?
The Palestinians are living in, this is the phrase that's being thrown around, an open-air prison. 2.2 million people who are being restricted in their food, their water, their electricity, their fuel. Children who are born into a prison who are never going to be able to go anywhere and do anything. And this has been going on for 50 to 60 years. And we were taught to resent them. And so, you know, obviously, again, the killing of innocent people by the Palestinians, awful, terrible, inexcusable. And then I watch Israel's response, carpet bombing this open-air prison with 2.2 million people. They're doing the same thing. I do not stand with Israel. I stand with the Palestinian people. I do not understand how we as Jews can stand by while a nation cries for freedom. They are trapped there. It might not be as explicit as putting them into gas chambers, but it's still genocide. And we talk as Jews in regards to the Holocaust of never again. Is it just never again to us? Or is it never again? Because I thought it meant never again. But we're still being taught this separation and this complete.
Yeah, that's a really powerful sentiment, especially the never again side of things. Never again doesn't mean, oh, it can never happen again. Like, come on, surely everything.
I will say, and as I've said so many times, oh, bro, I might play City Skylines after this. If you guys are keen, we can have Hassan in the background still. I'd like to do that, actually. But I'd like to make a new town.
Can I excuse?
Okay. Yes, really. I want to make a new town. But I wanted to say, like, I am very tentatively, because the South African government does cave to a lot of things. I'm going to start the SAP game in a second. I'm not getting City Skylines 2, by the way, at the moment. I'm sorry, I'm doing normal City Skylines. What did I want to say? I'm very tentatively happy and proud with my government's response to what's happening in Israel and Palestine. I know, I don't care if Game Pass is City Skylines 2. I'm playing City Skylines 1, bro. Like, people say it's buggy and, like, hard on the computer. I'm playing City Skylines 1. But our government has been very, very open about, like, how it's an apartheid. I mean, Cyril Ramaphosa had a press conference where he was waving a Palestinian flag. Everyone behind him had a Palestinian flag. South Africa's always been very, very pro-Palestine, similar to Ireland as well. And I'm just worried, though, because normally those sorts of statements and stances, especially in how insane it is to defend fascism in general, will come back to bite smaller countries. Like, as I've said time and time again, there is a reason why South Africa keeps friends with both Russia and the United States at the exact same time. And it's a good thing that they do that, okay? Like, holy fuck, you need to make sure you've got two superpowers that both are your allies. Because be just, if we were just allied with the US, then we would have to cave to everything they asked us to. But because we aren't, anyway, I am worried though, because the last time, like, it is very possible the United States is going to, the ANC still deals with Israel. No, I know. Zanani, I got very upset because Cyril Ramaphosa went to Israel and like butted them up and all of those sorts of things. I know it's a fucking government. It's a government from a developing nation. It's not going to like. Okay, go there. It's of course like they fucking caved to shit, bro. You know that the United States threatened to pull financial aid for HIV/AIDS in South Africa if the South African government did not recognize Jerusalem as the new capital of Israel. When you, of course, like you're going to see like the South African government, like in general, you can go look in the past, like they've been to fucking Israel and supported Israel and been like all that sort of stuff, but never on this issue. They've always said it's an apartheid. Okay, but look, South Africa doesn't have the power to fucking like deny a visit to Israel, mainly because of the fact that like you do not want to be in the United States' bad books, you know. I know why we have to do it. It's still of course it fucking sucks, but we can't, bro. Like. Thank God we are so geographically unimportant to the rest of the world that no one wants to fucking like power play us. Like all we have is political clout from overcoming an apartheid, and that's why there is like South Africa has this level of freedom to be more progressive in its takes. Generally, because it is an unpopular thing to criticize South Africa for like being progressive in general. Anyway, that's just the way I see it. I think it's disgusting. That's like, I remember when Cyril Ramaphosa went to fucking Israel, and he knows it's an apartheid. But remember, Cyril Ramaphosa also is the fucking owner of McDonald's South Africa. Okay, our country is falling apart. We know, you know that, South Africans. Like. But I am proud of my government's response to this what's happening in Israel at the moment, because they have come out as more pro-Palestinian than I thought they would. Okay? It's not every day that you see a member of an OECD nation, like, doing a press conference with everyone holding Palestinian flags behind them.
The hook, line, and sinker, like if there's any book that...
Yeah, Cyril Ramaphosa has been... was very, very involved in all in the anti-apartheid struggle. Yes, very much, Tiamani. You can go look it up in like the negotiations processes. You can go look it up. But however, Jacob Zuma was too, and Jacob Zuma was the worst president we've ever had. Okay. Yeah, load shedding is getting way better, bro. I had load shedding for an hour this week. And it was from 4 to 5 a.m. on a Wednesday. I was sleeping.
Tragedy.
Anyway. All right, there's one person. Does anybody else want to join? One more person?
This past month.
But South Africans, don't think for a second that this is like how load shedding is going to be. Remember, it's fucking holiday season, okay? There are Germans coming here. There are Americans coming here. There's fucking Dutch people arriving for holiday. And 30% of our like country's income comes from fucking people coming here on holiday. It's getting hot now. Okay. There is a reason why load shedding is better. Apart from the fact that they say it is in general getting better. I am expecting very soon, like, to see level 6 come up for, like, a week or something. We'll see. We'll see how long it holds, because load shedding has been really, really good recently.
That many people are not going to overcome when looking at this from a different perspective.
Okay, I'm going to start now.
Okay? That's it. This does not mean that my perspective is not informed by Palestinians or
What's
Arab
load shedding?
scholars.
South Africa doesn't have the power infrastructure to maintain power for all of its people. They have neglected the infrastructure for a long time. There is a lot of corruption involved. And as a result, for the last 10 plus years, we have had government-sanctioned power cuts. Okay? In the last 5 years, they've gotten extreme. Okay? Even more than 5 years. They imported warriors. Okay? So, for example, you could come and watch my stream a month ago or a month and a half ago, and I would say to you, today I look at my app that tells me when the power cuts are happening. There's a unofficial app for it, and I would say, okay, today I've got my powers going out from 10 to 12 p.m. It's going out from 2 to 4 p.m. and it's going out from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay. And that would happen every single day, where we'd have around about 7.5 hours of power cuts, okay? And luckily, you know, for example, I've got a backup generator, so I can actually, you know, have a laptop on while there. But it's been devastating to our country's economy, and there's a lot of South Africa has a very, very corrupt government, incredibly corrupt. So a lot of money that was supposed to go towards Eskom, which thankfully is still a national company. I'm really worried they're going to denationalize Eskom and it's going to become privatized, because the situation will inevitably get worse as the profit motive becomes more of a focus. But at the moment, it seems to be getting better. But this is what I want you guys to understand. This is not like a once-off, like once a week kind of thing. This is every single day. And for the last few weeks, we have not had it nearly as bad as it has been for the last I was having power cuts when I was doing my matric exams. And they have different stages of how intense it gets. Anyway.
For military labor, someplace that is surrounded by brown people.
Yeah, I know.
So that we can rape and pillage land that we don't currently have access to. Where's one part of the globe?
Your chat is overrun with Zionists and Israel apologists? No, it's not. That's crazy. You're ridiculous for saying that.
We haven't effectively colonized
It literally
yet.
is not.
And there was Palestine. And Britain had been trying to colonize Palestine already. And so this was passed off to Jews who had just survived the Holocaust as a gift. Here we're granting you this parcel of land so that you and your progeny can exist in peace and not be violated anymore. Congratulations. Except that land already belonged to someone.
We watched the window video about it last week before I found your stream.
And the US and
I refused to watch that window video because, first of all, I live here and it's made me, I love this country. I love South Africans. To bits and pieces. South Africans are incredibly good people. Incredibly kind people in general, I find. And I don't really want to leave my country. And also, I know that it's going to be a narrative that maybe some of you might think this is just me coping, but generally, even from generally any sort of Western video on these sorts of things. What the fuck, bro? What do you mean? Oh, did I knock you out? Generally, like any sort of video that's from a more Western perspective is yeah, except for the xenophobia that's rising. Xenophobia has always been an issue in South Africa for a very, 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 very long time. It's never not been a problem here.
The video's not convincing because these guys are smug. Not sure what I can do at that point.
I'm just trying to think of what I was going to say.
I mean, if your friend is like, I believe the Israeli tourism guy.
But I don't really want to watch a video about
Palestinian history
from a perspective of someone who doesn't live in South Africa and doesn't fully understand. I mean, I probably will eventually watch it, but it will irritate me a lot.
Israeli tourism guy
anyway,
who is not smug, by the way,
like for example, I often struggle to watch Hassan cover things that are South African because in general I find it to be I don't know how to explain it correctly. Thank you. Okay, great. Okay, hold on. That's perfect. Sell? No, hold on.
Wait, what? Norman Finkelstein? Conversation with Norman Finkelstein on Michaela Peterson's broadcast?
Okay. Sorry. I'm just trying to think. No, not cringe. I normally find it to be...
Twitter?
Okay, I'll put it this way. I normally find it to be a situation where people are very surprised that people have, like, got phones. Or it's usually by a journalist that doesn't quite... There is like an edge of not seeing the people who they're covering as like real people, and it's very slight. Often it also lacks context for the culture. It also might not understand cultural nuances. And in general, I find that it homogenizes, like most coverage on African countries, homogenize countries as all of Africa or anything. So that's why I always get very frustrated in general by things. They kind of talked about South Africa peaking at the World Cup times and then made it seem like it was shit now because they didn't fix core problems related to apartheid or something. Yes, okay. No. That is true. That is true. But we did not peak at the fucking World Cup, bro. The World Cup was in many ways devastating for South African economy. It was good for the economy, and it put South Africa on the map again internationally. But like, there was a lot. Like, that's a very you see, even that opinion, like bringing up the World Cup to me is in a video about South Africa's decline. Immediately is like a red flag for me because that's very irrelevant.
It's evil. What they've been doing for the last 75 years is a genocide.
That's instead incredibly irrelevant.
Violence, slow violence, protracted harm. It is meant to exhaust the civilian population of Palestine.
But it's something people remember about South Africa.
Out of their will to fight.
It's hard to build.
It was clearly the high point they stressed in the video.
Wait, what do you mean?
What the fuck?
Somebody fucking screams genocide doesn't change the reality that like they are conducting ethnic cleansing. Here's one thing you can't fucking actually argue against: numbers. Now,
you see, that's immediately why I don't want to watch it, because I know I'm going to be fucking triggered by it.
By being like, oh, how can you
like,
say
I feel like as a South African, no, we're talking about the World Cup in terms of the World Cup we hosted. Okay.
And
like the first African nation to ever host like the FIFA World Cup. That's so irrelevant and like so unimportant to South Africa in general and like where we are. Like that is ridiculous.
Pushed away from their homes, 700,000 of them
oh my God.
expelled or was expelled during the Nakba. Okay.
Yeah, the rugby finals in 2 days. I'm not streaming on Saturday, by the way. I might stream in the morning.
Conducted towards them just because Palestinians have consistently still increased the number.
The vuvuzela. It's actually there's a vuvuzela flower that looks similar. That's why it was called a vuvuzela. Like, you can go look it up.
Man, Palestinians, well, their numbers increased over the course of
many years. Hearing that like he brought up the World Cup as like a major thing is actually making me upset. I told you I don't want to watch the video for that reason. Like that's fucking stupid, bro. Like that is such a insanely. What, isn't it supposed to stock 2? Oh, it's because I had one frozen. Okay. That's such an insanely Western perspective. Oh, they talk about... Okay, well, that is real. The private security spend is massive in South Africa. But that's also, like, looking at, like, the minority, which is, like, white people. No. It's, it's good that I know what's in there. That you're talking about the minority, which is white people who spend... and, I mean... Like, most people in this country are not spending money on private security. It's the wealthy people who are. You know what I mean? Bro, it's okay. Like, don't be like, oh, I'm sorry for upsetting you. It's important that I actually eventually watch it. Okay, they acknowledge that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there's massive wealth disparity problems. And I can explain it to you, James Genius Goof, in like the most succinct way. We had a fascist government, okay, that separated races into classes, okay? It separated races into classes where white people were the upper class and black people were the lowest class, the poorest class. But it wasn't just two classes, okay? They're like separated. There were lots of different categories, okay? Like, for example, you had more rights if you were a certain race or blah, 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 blah. Okay, why is it not stocking 2? Oh, it's a better apple. Oh, okay. Now, the issue is that I want this and I want a pill. Well, how do I describe this? Now, when you end a fascist government like that, and you move into a capitalist economy, capitalism still segregates people by class. But the classes had already been segregated by race. So nothing is going to change. Of course, there is like a lot. So, and that is just a case of capitalism. But you will. The thing is, you're not going to see window reproductions. I don't think criticizing capitalism. Are you? I doubt you would.
The number of population in and of itself, Bosnia was not that large to begin with, so people use population number arguments.
And so that's why I want people to understand. It's like the problems in South Africa right now
is one of the most
are not. No, because the issue is also like developing nations do not have the choice to decide to be socialist governments. Look at what Zimbabwe did. Look at what Cuba did. You know? I don't know what I wish, like I can wish as much as I want that would be the case, but I think we all know like what would have happened to South Africa if they had gone for a full-blown socialist government, which is what they wanted. But they caved. They caved to the foreign influence. They caved to the Western influence.
Go into Gaza, it's 10 years younger.
We don't really know. Anyway.
Leave the fence and go into Israel proper, it's 10 years higher. How does that happen? How? It's crazy. I do want to talk about something kind of funny and insane that the psychopathic German quote-unquote anti-fascists have been doing. I saw this yesterday. Here's the German pro-Israeli Antifa.
By the way, I'm not like a South African historian. I don't know the best about South Africa. You can go to other sources for that. I really don't, okay? I just live in this country. And that's pretty much all I can give you with respect to South Africa in general. But I need lots of pills in order to make this work. Anyway.
Pig blood, or pig fat, rather, as your method of
Thanks,
saying
Jason.
fuck you to the Muslims.
But it's just my analysis is purely from like a socialist perspective.
You know, it's not kosher either, you fucking idiot.
I mean, it's very easy to see that like by dividing people by race and making one race like get all the rights, you are dividing people into, in many ways, a feudal sort of class, okay? And then if you implement capitalism, what does capitalism do? It keeps the class divisions. Of course, nothing was going to fucking change. And there's a lot more to it that, like, even a lot of South Africans don't know. Like, you can ask your average South African, most of them will think that everyone in the country can get educated in the language of their birth. That is not true. You can't. You have to get education in either in English or Afrikaans. That's another factor that keeps black people in this country completely, like, under unable to progress out of poverty, okay? And it makes me very, very sad. that this is this is how it you know, it is, and there's nothing like, you know, that I like. How do you anyway, let me not talk about South Africa. I'm gonna get sad. Let's just watch this on.
Mainstream German narrative out of fear of
because South Africans are so good. They're such wonderful, friendly people. Everyone is there is this sense of brotherliness. Okay, there is a lot of xenophobia as well. Okay, mainly for Zimbabweans and like people from Mozambique and you know, other African nations coming here to immigrate so they can get better jobs, okay? But but there is this sense of like love for one another that I feel like everyone who loves their country says these sorts of things, but I'm gonna say to you, no, it's I think you have to come to South Africa to understand what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Pigs, okay? You can't eat pork because and it's not kosher either, okay? But this notion that like you can't touch a pig is you know, mythology that someone along the line has hypothesized. Like the notion that like if you fucking you know, put pig fat on your bullets, if you dip your bullets in pig fat, like then Muslims can't go to heaven and shit. Like that's not a thing. Okay? Not. People think it's like garlic to vampires, you know what I mean? For pig blood and pig fat. Yeah, it's just haram to consume it. That's it. It's not a fucking AoE nuke for Muslims or a spell. Yes, but it's also additionally fucking funny because, like, it's not kosher either. You know, 2 of the 3 Abrahamic religions don't eat pork. Where the fuck did this come from? They think it's like the cop kryptonite fentanyl or something. Anyway. Ridiculous shit.
Yeah, the best thing is South Africans are like loving and not even in a patriotic way. You are so right, Kanzanani. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. It's not even patriotic. Like most South Africans fucking can't stand what's happening in like their government and they can see how corrupt it is. But South Africans still like are so
racist and incredibly fascist. But now it's
able
like
to
supposedly at the behest of
be
Israel,
kind to one another, like in how terrible everything is. Anyway, I'm not gonna go too much more into it. Let's just continue.
What a wonderful situation, dude. What a wonderful situation for these little fucking piglets, dude. What a wonderful prospect for them. Okay, they're like, oh, thank God we can just be just as violent, just as racist, just as fascist
Black
as
people
we want
butcher
to
my
be.
name too.
We can just open up.
Just tell me how to pronounce it though, because I'll get it.
You know?
I'm just not a word cell, as is in my title.
Yeah. It's great stuff. Anyway, good job, Germany. You guys are killing it, dude. Really doing a great fucking job. Huh.
Kandzanani. Where's the stressor?
You're saying this, but it's genuinely true. They've been complaining about a lack of public trust and insufficient funding.
Okay, I'm just going to call you
Kanzi
Kanzi then.
Earlier this year. Yeah, I mean...
That's much easier for me.
Know,
Less syllables.
Also, like, straight up literal Nazis, at least in their special forces, that they had to disband. So, you know, just many such cases.
Where is the critic? Yeah, true. Kanzi. No stressor.
By the way, it's not even a sin to eat pork without intending to do so. Yeah, I mean, it's... Also, even if you intentionally eat pork, the fact that you're not going to go to heaven is also ridiculous. Like, that's not... Like, you can sometimes sin, okay?
There is no hell in Islam.
It's religion. It's just, you know, people make up...
I'm pretty sure. Like, they don't really have a hell, right?
But even, like, the well-established ones
I'm pretty sure.
are ridiculous. Like, it's just completely...
Maybe I'm wrong on that. Don't quote me on
People are
that.
just completely oblivious to how this works.
We do?
Okay?
Oh, fuck. I thought there was no...
Anyway... Canary Mission, true
hell,
words
maybe
from
they were a
Amy
bit
Schumer,
more
litmus test
accepting
for
on that.
anti-Semitism.
There's no hell in Judaism. But what is it with with Islam where like the thing is with Christianity is like everyone is born a sinner, and that is not the case in Islam. It's far more how do you say it? Isn't Jannah hell? But there was another thing that I wanted. There was that I remember from my Muslim friends. Trying to think what it was. I can't remember though. Anyway, let's watch this on.
It's just like shadow boxing, dude. Ultra Zionists fucking shadow box with demons that they've created in their
what is like very like I always found to be very interesting about Islam is and please Muslim chats help me on this, is like how forgiveness is very easy. You know, if you can commit a sin, but that doesn't mean like Allah is always going to condemn you. It's about realizing that you've committed the sin and accepting it. And I'm pretty sure, like, please Muslim chats just like help me on this. But I found that to be always way more
Lebanon has a right to defend itself.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys will just have to help me, but
and Hamas is one expression of said self-defense against an apartheid state. Because like a lot of this
that's all Abrahamic religions, I think. No, but I'm just specifically talking about Islam.
Settler terrorism and an ongoing ethnic displacement campaign. If you support Israel bombing Palestinian children,
I don't know, but there was something more.
You have to.
There's something. I don't know. There's something a little bit more to it than that. That I found to be just very interesting.
Of course.
Let's see. We do need another one of you.
You simply cannot turn around and use that as a reason to do fucking genocide, though.
Okay, let's just watch this on.
It's crazy. That's not self-defense. Not. An occupier has no right to defend an occupation. It's simple. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that like I'm gonna sit here and be like, no, Israelis have to sit there. There's no there can be no court structure, no police structure, no military structure whatsoever. It's just that you can't use it against those who you are colonizing and those who you have subjugated under an apartheid condition. You can't do that. You know? Anyway, if you spoke out against Israel's tragic bombing of the hospital in Gaza, but made no contraction once you learned that it was actually done by Islamic Jihad, you might hate Jews. Yeah, totally. If you use inflammatory language regarding Israel, no matter how flawed their government, but use measured and apologetic terminology around Hamas, a terrorist organization with whose charter clearly states their intent to kill Jews, you might hate Jews. If you chant decolonize but fail to condemn the chanting of
if you say Judeo-Christian values instead of Abrahamic values, you're racist.
Worldwide,
Bro,
you might hate Jews.
What's really funny is like I love how Christians will never admit that Allah is the same God. Like, bro, it's the same fucking God. With a different interpretation. It is so much cope. I know. Oh, God. Anyway.
Right? No, I think it's I think for Amy Schumer, she doesn't realize that people have hated her for a very long time, and it has nothing to do with her being Jewish. And everything to do with her being a fucking hack, an unfunny, untalented, joke-stealing hack.
I hate her so much.
Is just fucking screaming from the rooftops about how Israel should have a right to eviscerate as many babies as it wants to, because if that doesn't happen, Hamas is going to come and kill her in her apartment or something.
Bro, am I getting owned now? Oh, versus Renowade. Hold on, what was your build? I wasn't looking.
It's hard. No. It's hard to maintain the presence
I see.
of being this like supposed progressive liberal while also simultaneously defend an ongoing ethnic cleansing campaign. It's hard. You can't have both. So you have to constantly live in this like weird limbo where you have to justify it. You have to self-justify it. Okay? This is also playing into the part of making Zionism equals Judaism, which is exactly what Zionists want. Yes. Anyway.
Bro, I'm so close to the end. But you know what, Renna?
Keep quiet at the
You
top of
deserve
the
it.
hour and don't tell people that they can avoid the top of the hour ad break by subscribing.
That's
you
a
might
solid,
hate those who are unsubscribed and are new to the broadcast.
It was pretty mid, Hassan.
Do not keep quiet
I'll
at the
give
top
that
of the hour.
a
You
6
can
out
avoid
of
it by
10.
subscribing for $5 or for free.
Actually,
with
nah,
Prime, or
that's
by
a
getting
4.
gifted a sub.
That's a 4 out of 10. Sorry. That was really mid.
Okay, here's the 3-minute ad
Be
break
better.
now.
Thank you. Malformed NPC for the gifted sub to Toasted
This is
Moose.
just Zionist grievance, Mad
the
Libs.
gifted sub
If
in
you,
general.
but not, then you're anti-Semitic. Yeah.
And it went to Toasted Moose. Okay, I need to boost you. Okay, I need to boost you. Okay, I need to boost you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for
If
the
you're pained by
subbies.
the tragic loss of Palestinian life, as we all are, which she's not, let's be real, but take no responsibility of being complicit in the spreading of rhetoric that equals pre-Holocaust propaganda, you might hate Jews. Bro, what do you... Pre-Holocaust propaganda? The fuck are we talking about? Saying exactly what Israel is doing is not blood libel. It's not pre-Holocaust propaganda. It's just saying exactly what Israel is doing. It also has nothing to do with Jews all around the world. We, the Jewish people, should have been given space to mourn, but instead have had to use all of our energy to defend not only our right to grieve, but to exist. Oh my God, thank God Amy Schumer is out there defending her right to exist. Everybody was like, please, you can't exist. I mean, they were saying that. They were saying that, but not because she's Jewish, but because she's like incredibly fucking annoying and
She is
just
incredibly
a hack
fucking annoying.
in general. So glad how we and many people saw that libs actually don't differ from chuz that much. I mean,
Cut a liberal.
we
Cut a liberal
have,
and what?
known that for a while, but it doesn't fucking matter because like there are a lot of liberals. I think people forget that like a lot of liberals don't see this. There is definitely an age difference. Like if you look at 18 to 35, opinions are very different about going to war with Iran, but every other demographic plus 35 is majority support for going to war to defend Israel. Like think about that.
Well done, Renna. Okay, all right.
And if you disagree with this statement, you might hate Jews. Yeah.